Hey, Drelkin. How's it go? How's it going? Ah, sorry, I got my cough there. Alright, welcome to Virtue's Last Reward. We are back once again. And since Drelkin's here, I guess we can start since he's the only one watching this. I suppose. It's just you and me now, Drelkin. It's just you and me. And nobody else. We don't need all those other viewers anyway. They only hold us back from stuff. Whatever that stuff is. So. So, last time around, in Virtue's Last Reward, we went down the other path from this decision, and we chose to betray Alice instead of being her friend in the AB game. But it turns out that when we choose to betray, Alice chooses to ally. And it turns out that we have some kind of time travel or some equivalent powers. And then it turns out that maybe Fi also has a similar ability. Unfortunately, we hit a brick wall. In that we tried to get to the second round, but then we had to stop Fi from leaving on 9 points. She was going to leave without any of us. But we hit lock number 2, or lock number 8. So a dead end was reached this time around. So it seems that we will be coming across quite a few of these locks early on. So the first thing we're going to do on this occasion is we're going to go this way, and we're going to choose to betray Fi and see what happens in the game. So, with 1 second to spare,
投票の締め切りまで残り1分です。
シグマさん、どうするんですか？
with 1 minute to spare, we choose betray. Whoa, hold on. Why am I skipping all this? Oh well, new dialogue, isn't it? So, the strange thing about this alternate ending path is that when we chose ally, Fi herself, as I said, Fi herself was then told us that in the other timeline we betrayed, and that's why she chose to betray us. So, even though we hadn't done that yet, until just now, so it appears that definitely both Fi and Sigma are somehow, they have similar abilities in terms of flashbacks and possibly time travel of some sort. Let's see how that develops. Bruno and I stepped out of our A booth and a little later than the others. They were already gathered in front of the projection, awaiting the announcement of the results.
シグマさん、裏切りを選んだんですね。
I chose
アイさんが裏切りを選ぶかもしれない。そう思ったんですか？え？とにかく結果を見に行きましょう。ケイさんと四つ葉さんがどちらに投票したのかも気になりますし。
Well, none of us are in any danger regardless of result. And if I get 9 points, then we can all leave.
アンビデックスゲーム
Theory.
第2ラウンドの結果を発表します。
Now I wonder if, like before, because we chose Betray, that in this case Phi will choose Ally, or whether it will be a consistent this time, and Phi will choose to Betray, and thus we'll be back at square one.
一度画面
Are you
にご注目ください。
But it seemed that the last time we did one of these splits and chose the other path, the opposite effect occurred to what we would expect. Oh yeah, and this is also voting despite the fact that Quark and Alice are both knocked out in this case. Oh, son of a bitch! It did it again! It did the alternate time-winey thing. Like before. So now we've created this weird thing where now this just be the timeline that Phi was aware of in the other timeline, which is why she chose to... You know what, it doesn't really matter, because at this point I have 9 points, we can all leave. The game is over. All we gotta do is make sure we carry Quark and Alice out safely on a stretcher or something.
結果は以上のように
And
確
nobody,
定
and
しまし
thankfully,
た。
nobody is dead. So, we win, I think.
各自バングルの数字をご確認ください。
I mean, obviously we'll have to make sure we have a cure for these two, but we can escape now.
やってくれたな、シグマ。
Oh, thanks.
約束したのに。
I had nothing to say. She was right. I'd broken a promise.
なぜ裏切りを？
Well, now I can argue the same bullshit. Well, you see, Segment Vi, in the previous timeline, you betrayed me when I chose Ally. So now I'm doing the same to you. Blah, 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 blah. In essence, we both could breed alternate timelines, and why does it matter? Because I emphasize we can all leave now. Who cares?
なるほど。
We
だん
can
まりか。
we can all leave. It doesn't matter. The game is over.
見損なってよ、シグマ。お前がそんなやつだとは思わなかった。いいか、シグマ。よく覚えておけ。
Why? We can all... Are you sure? Well, there's no limitations on people going through the number 9 door. It only requires one person.
私はこの屈辱を決して忘れない。いつか必ずお前に制裁を下す。
Why does it matter if we're going to leave the building in a few minutes and then we don't have to care about this?
エーラプサムセメルオッカシオネムノエイプセポテストユピテルレプレヘンデレ。
I don't speak your Latin.
ラテン語の格言だ。
No limitations on numbers doesn't mean you are just free to leave if one person gets 9 points. Well, the goal just says you have to go through the number 9 door. So as far as we're aware, we just have to go through the number 9 door. Obviously the kicker here is that there are 2 people who are ill, but they can come through if we sort of carry them out.
一度過ぎ去ってしまった機会はユピテルでさえも取り戻すことはできない。ユピテルはローマ神話の主神、神々の頂点に君臨する全知全能の存在のことだ。その全てを可能にするユピテルでさえも失った機会を取り戻すことはできないと言っている。
I mean, I'm only allowed the 2 timelines. If I chose Ally, Phi complains that I betrayed her, even though I never did, until this timeline, which was the second one I did. And if I choose Betray, she chooses Ally and gets pissy at me. There doesn't seem to be the timeline where we both choose Ally because we know what the other's doing. Or because whatever.
お前は過ちを犯した。
I did something bad, did I?
それをやり直すチャンスはもう二度と訪れないだろう。
I kind of wish I could say this to you. Why am I not allowed to say, well, hang on, I seem to recall that you betrayed me in a previous timeline. So now I'm going to quote Spanish at you. You're not dead. I turned away from Phi. I couldn't stand to look at her anymore. In front of me were Kay and Clover. Their eyes bored into me with cold disapproval when I looked away. Well, sure, if she gets to talk a different language, I get to use Spanish. They'd both chosen ally as promised. The only person who'd betrayed anyone was me. The only person with 9 BP was me. The only person who could get us all out of this game and end it was me. Well, no wonder I wasn't very popular. Well, now you can open the door and everyone can leave.
まさか9の扉を開くつもりじゃないよね。
Yeah, give everyone up. For a moment I considered the unthinkable. Could I break through them and reach the door? Once I was through, I'd be out of the game and free from their judgment. But no, I couldn't do that. How could I possibly justify leaving them all behind so I could escape on my own? Why had I chosen betray? In my memory, it seemed like an almost flippant choice, as if I'd just been curious to see what would have happened. If betrayal was what I wanted, I should have made that choice with commitment. But there I was, and I couldn't turn back. Even if I didn't try to open the number 9 door, they would all be suspicious of anything I did. Trust is easy to break and hard to repair. Unless I could somehow turn back the clock, I was stuck with the consequences of my actions. But it's alright when Fi does it, right? She can do that, and then she can fucking get away with it. Well, she doesn't. She flips over her head and fucks off. So the unlock should be, well, I seem to recall you getting a bit pissy when it happened in the other way. Why are we going back to this? We had this a minute ago. Like a minute ago. How could I do something that was beyond the reach of a god? Why hadn't I just chosen an ally? What would be happening right to me right now? Fi would betray you and she'd be leaving. And she'd also be pissed for no reason. What if? Then Fi spoke and I blinked.
シグマ、安全のためだ。このまま BP が9であるお前を野放しにしておくわけにはいかない。悪いがしばらく眠っててもらうぞ。
Why? Everyone can just leave. I started to turn around, but it was already too late. I felt a heavy hand slam into the back of my neck. And then everything went dark. Wait, that's it? They just decide that wasn't supposed to happen. Every ending begins somewhere. Wow, what a crap ending that was. Well, I got my first ending. Congrats. Yeah, nobody seemed to care about that. You know, oh no, someone's on 9 BP and they maybe we could hear them out and see if they gather everyone together. Nope, it's just immediately knock them out. Well, in that case, I want to go back to the other timeline and say, hey, Fi's on 9 points. Can we bomb rush her? Block the door and sort of nail her down a bit. You know, if this is how we're going to treat people who get 9 BP, then... Oh wait, why have none of the things changed though? I don't want to say because it might be spoilers, but you don't seem to be grasping what I'm implying. Oh, okay. So, if we choose to betray, it's game over. If we choose not to... Oh, wait a minute. Why has that changed to green now? Oh, have we unlocked this suddenly? So, I guess in that ending, they kill each other off, or I get killed, or whatever. But why is this now green? So what you're saying is that the number 9 door isn't the end of the game, necessarily, and that perhaps there's stuff beyond the number 9 door. Okay, apparently we've unlocked this lock. Bruno and I stepped out of the atrium like the others. They were already gathered in front of the projection. So, at this point we can just skip to the...
シグマさん、協力を選びましたね。いいんですか？間違いなくってすごい自信ですね。
Oh, it's not confidence, I already
何を
know.
ですか
Know what?
わかりました。
Wait, he's saying different dialogue
行きましょう。
now. Is he now aware of his previous choice? Actually, if you know what's going to happen, the first thing I would be doing is standing behind Faye, and the second thing I'd be doing is knocking her out
第2
immediately.
ラウンドの
Let's see how you like
結
being
果を
knocked
発
out
表
for
し
the
ます。
duration of the rest of the game.
一度画面にご注目
Not
く
what
だ
you're
さい。
saying. So, you're saying if someone gets 9 BP, that's not the end of the game, and just because they can open the door doesn't... Well, you're basically saying that if it's not the case that one person can open the door and let everyone through, then that's not the end of the game. You're saying that if that's the case, that isn't the end, and that there's something else that follows on after that. So, we're getting different dialogue, so something has changed now, because we saw the other ending. So they're going to ally, and we chose to ally, and what does Fi do? Right, now we stand behind her, and we can knock her out. See how she likes cold sleep. Or whatever.
結果は以上のように確定しました。
You just seem to be misunderstanding one part of that.
各自
Which
バングルの数字をご確認ください。
It says that you only need one person on the 9BB to go through the door. It doesn't matter who goes through the door, as long as they go through in the time it takes for it to open and close. It doesn't say anything about that once you're in the... At the moment, it doesn't say anything about there's a limit. Do you want me to say? Well, I guess. I don't understand what... I'm misunderstanding what part of what you want to say. You seem to be implying that there's more to it than just that. That there's something extra that happens. Like there's a twist that actually there's another room and you need more than one person to be on 9BP. I guess to be fair, that did happen in the last game. There were 2 number 9 doors, but that wasn't the end of the game. That led to the room that ultimately would end up being the one that would be important for the past, present, divide, time, warp, paradox, whatever the fuck you want to call that thing. So I guess that's what you're implying, is that don't assume the game's over just because one person gets BP. Maybe you need more than one person. I don't know if it has already popped up or would pop up in another line, but basically only those with 9BP can open the 9 door, but only those with 9BP can pass through the open door. Oh. I thought it was said that it didn't matter who went through the door once someone opened it, though. So you're saying only those that have 9 can go through the door? Only? Any number could pass through as long as all of that number had the 9BP. Oh. Well, that changes everything then. In which case, then, this party are fucking stupid and they all should have allied 3 times in a row. Instead of doing all this betray shit. Right. So, in that case then, we need to knock out Fi immediately. But also, everyone, again. Knight, knock her out, quick. She's gonna jump over your head.
なるほど。するとお前も覚えてるわけだな。さっきのこの第2ラウンドのことを。
Oh, we confronted her this time. The other round 2. That wasn't even close to the response I'd expected. It felt anticlimactic.
ああ、もちろんだ。だからこそ私も裏切りを選んだんだよ。言っただろ。私はいつか必ずお前に制裁を下すって。そうだ。
Wait, no, that didn't make any sense. Something wasn't right. How could we both know about an earlier round 2? How could there have been an earlier round 2? Was it some sort of alternate history? What the hell was I thinking? That was conspiracy theory shit. Even if there was some sort of alternate timeline or universe or whatever, there's no way I could know what had happened in it. No way I could know. At least I didn't think there was any way I could know. But if I could, then how? I remembered Fi choosing ally, then scowling at me when I broke my promise and swearing revenge.
いいかシグマ、よく覚えておけ。私はこの屈辱を決して忘れない。いつか必ずお前に制裁を下す。
Why did I know that? Perhaps more importantly, why did Fi remember it? What the hell did any of this mean? It had happened before, hadn't it? During round 1 of the AB game when I was playing against Alice. I'd seen something. Faye and I had chosen Betray, but for some reason I'd seen a reality where we'd chosen Ally instead. Suddenly I realized that I wasn't alone. I looked up to see Luna, Clover, and Kay. They all began to speak at once.
一体どういうことなんです？
ファイさん、なぜ裏切りに投票したりしたんですか？
そうだよ。裏切りを選んだのファイだけなんだからね。
Fi looked away and scowled. For several long moments her eyes stared off into the distance, and I could also see her mind working. Finally she sighed and spoke.
とにかくこれで私の BP は目標値に達したことになる。悪いが行かせてもらうことにしよう。決まってるだろう。あの9の扉の先にだよ。
I scrambled around in front of her and threw my arms out.
邪魔だ。どけ。人は信じていたものに裏切られた時、底なしの虚無感を覚える。その虚無の闇の深さをお前は知らんのだ。
Betrays your way.
いいからどけ。そうか、それじゃあ仕方がない。
Actually, I do know how it feels. I was just in an ending that was particularly unpleasant. And sharp into the air and over my head. I spun around to see her standing next to the number 9 door, her hand on the lever.
残念だったな。
She grinned and tightened her grip on the lever.
プラウディテ、アクタエスト・ファーブラ。
This is why you should have guarded the door immediately, having known what you do.
拍手を。芝居はもう終わった。そういう意味だな。それじゃあな。
I felt myself speaking before I even knew what their words were. Oh, he's using her own words back at her. Okay.
分かったよ。
And then you knock her out, and then you can carry on. Fi slowly let go of the lever. Achievement unlocked. Why do you don't do that, you dumbass?
ああ、そのことならもういい。
Why did I betray you? I didn't betray you in this timeline, though.
今回はお前が協力を選び、
I think
私が裏切りを選んだんだ。
if you're gonna be aware of these previous timelines, you need to stop thinking of time as a linear construct in this case.
これでおあいこということにしてやろう。
This would be a bit like if I was in an alternate timeline right now where I decided not to stream and just said, sorry, Drauken, I'm just going to play something else instead for the evening. I can't be arsed playing Virtue's Last Reward. And then going back to this timeline, it's like, you're pissed because you seem to remember the timeline where I didn't play this game tonight, even though I said I was going to the other day. It's like, but I'm in a different timeline, I've unlocked something now.
お二人ともさっきから何の話をしてるんでしょ
So
うか。
weird.
あの時っていつのこと？
もしかして第一ラウンドのことですか？
無駄だ。やめておけ。彼女たちに話してもおそらく理解してはもらえんだろう。
なんだかよくわからないけど。
とにかくファイさんは
考え直してくれたってことでいいんですよね。
ああ、ここにとどまることに決めたよ。シグマが言った通り、このまま全てを終わらせるわけにはいかないからな。
The A-B game will continue until someone opens the number 9 door. If someone reaches 9BP and doesn't open the door, the game will keep going. Okay.
よかった。
So really everyone should have allied at the beginning and stayed allied for 3 turns, and then the game would be over. Nice and simple. No complications. But because people were stupid, the game now will probably end with some people ending up dead.
ヒヤヒヤさせないでくださいよ、ファ
Probably
イ
more
さん。
than one. We also have no idea what happens if someone gets more than 9 BP. Guess we'll find that out in due course.
アンビデックスゲートが閉鎖されました。アンビデックスゲーム第3ラウンドは星の回です。ゲートは星のマークが記されたカードキーにより
Well,
解除
regardless,
され
we've
ます。
broken one of the locks, so that's one less lock to
な
deal
お、
with.
このカードキーの使用回数に制限はありません。
There is no set limit on usage.
これを用いることによりアンビデックスゲートは無限に開放することができます。
Oh, okay. So now this is like the final round of finding star keys and stuff. And then we just go in the A-B rooms until we get what we want. How many times have we won? Yeah.
星のカードキーを使えば何度でも AB ゲームができるってことになるな。
ただし立て続けにというわけにはいかないでしょうね。ゲートが開放されてから投票が締め切られるまでには時間がありますから。
これまでの2回によると45分間に設定されてるみたいですね。
そういえば確かゼロウサギが言ってたよね。
AB ゲートが閉まると同時にバングルの表示色は自動的にシャッフルされるようになってるんだよさ。それからソロとペアの区別もね。
私は紫色のペアです。
私も同じ紫色
Of
のペ
course,
ア。
4 to 5 is a multiple of 9. Yeah.
ってことは
Gotta be obsession with
次は
9,
四つ葉
right?
さんとコンビを組むことになるわけですね。四つ葉さん、よろしくお願いします。
うん。
じゃあ私の相方は誰になるんだ。私は水色のペアなんだが。
この中にはいないようですね。 私は黄色のペアですし。おそらく水色のペアの方だと思います。
ファイト、まだ分かってないもう一人ってことになるね。
シグマさん、水色は何色と何色の合成色ですか？それにシグマさんの赤を加えると何色になるでしょうか？その通りです。
つまり次に開くべき CD の色は白ってことか。
Oh yeah, there were the white doors, weren't there?
なぜ知ってる？
見たからです。資料室を抜けて道なりに進んだところにここと同じような倉庫があって、
Yeah, I've seen these
そこ
three
で
white doors.
白い扉を、まあ正確に言うと白く発光した扉ですが、
ああ、それだったら私たちも見たよ。ビオトープの探索を終えた後で。
Alright, we get it. We don't need to repeat this twice, really. We get it.
扉の脇には例のロックの状態を示す装置もついてたから、多分間違いないと思う。あの白い扉が次の CD だよ。
ってことは今医務室にいる4人も知ってるってことですよね、白い扉の存在を。
ええ、探索中に倒れたクオーク君を除けばおそらく。
今のところ足りないのは水ペアと木ペア、それから
シグマさんが赤層であることを考えると残り2つのそろばんは緑と青でしょうね。
とにかく私医務室に戻ってみる。アリスとクオークのことが気がかりだし。
じゃあ私も
行きましょう。
Oh yeah, we knocked out Dio as well so that he couldn't betray or throw a spanner into the works.
伝えて
おきたい
こと？
I looked at Vi. She nodded back.
なんですって？
反物質爆弾がもう一つ
見つかったっていうの？
Oh yeah, the other bomb.
どこにあったんですか？
Oh yeah, garden bomb.
私たちが探索した時にはそんなものはなかったよ。
見落としていたという可能性は？
ないよ、絶対にない。私と天明寺さんとディオの3人で隅々までしっかりと調べたもん。
02がどこかにあると？
その可能性は高いと思う。
Yeah, there's gonna be 3 bombs.
とにかくみんなで手分けして探してみましょう。その02の爆弾を。
ですが仮に見つけることができたとしてその後はどうすればいいんでしょう？
どうすべきかは後で考えればいいことですよ。今はひとまずそれを見つけ出すことが先決かと。
敵の姿が見えないことには戦いようがないからな。
Well, you can, but it depends.
その通りです。
それじゃあ私は医務室にいる4人にこのことを伝えてくる。
お願いします。
念のため待ち合わせの時刻を決めておきませんか？次の第一扉が開く時間は
turn my fan off now. Hopefully that's enough cool air.
1時間
Nearly 2 hours until the
57
doors
分後か。
ではそのおよそ半分、残り時間が1時間になった時に医務室に集合ということでいかがでしょう。
わかりました。
了解だよ。他のみんなにも伝えておくね。
Alright, so we got it. Does that game over really count as an ending? I guess it does, but it's just not one of the endings that gives us a question mark. It must be like a crap ending or something. Like, you died, that's it. Or you were knocked out. We can't be asked giving that an ending. Guess there'll be quite a few of them. Well, time to search for the bomb. Or are we going for the white doors first? There they are, the white glowing doors.
Ah, そのようだな。
Wow!
さっきからずーっとお前のそばにいたが。
Just turn the camera around.
そうか。感覚器官が衰えてるんだな。かわいそうに。別につけてきたわけではない。ついてきただけだ。だからそれについては否定しただろうが、最初に AB ルームの中でなあ、そんなことよりもシグマ、あの落書きのこと気にならないか？どうして？ああ、そうだな。さあ、どうだろう。ところで文章の意味はわかるか？前半はラテン語なんだが。
Oh, memento mori. It's Latin and it means we must all die. Beware of death or remember your mortality. Never forget that we all die someday.
じゃあ後半の方は？いや、ない。全く。シグマの
It's
方こそ
also the name of
どう
two
なんだよ。
Doom mods I've played. Memento Mori and Memento Mori 2. I played a long time ago. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. I repeated the words over and over in my head, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. But perhaps Phi.
え？別に詳しいわけではない。人よりは少しだけ知識があるという程度だ。ああ、あれか。あれはこれだよ。
She unpinned the brooch from her chest as she spoke and held it out to me. I hesitated for a moment, then took it.
裏を見てくれ。
I turned it over. Oh, yeah, there it is.
ああ。亡くなった母の形見なんだよ。いや、正確には
Oh dear, Dralkin.
形見らしき
That's
もの
controversial.
と言うべきかな。
VOL is better than do what's. Oh, you can't say that, Dralkin. You just can't.
母は私を産んでからすぐに亡くなってしまったんだ。
Oh, that's a lucky
その
thing.
後、私は養父母のもとで育てられることになったんだが、その二人から聞いたんだよ。そのブローチが母の残した唯一の形見だって。いない。非嫡出子ってやつだ。顔もわからなければ名前も知らない。生きているのかどうかさえも。
I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just handed her back the brooch.
私にとっては呪文のような言葉だったんだ。小さい頃から何か決断に迫られた時にはいつでもあの言葉を唱えるようにしていた。繰り返し何度も何度も。
But do want to cover a wide variety of experiences, and VOL is just a thing, a novel, a visual novel you play once. They don't compare.
そのうちにすっかりと覚えてしまって。
Yeah, if you say so, joking. If you say so.
ラテン語にも興味を持つようになって、それで勉強を。
Oh, that explains the Latin interest at least.
エーラプサムセメルオッカシオネムノンイプセポテストユピテルレプレヘンデル。一度過ぎ去ってしまった機会はユピテルでさえも取り戻すことはできない。いい言葉だろ。だがどうやら我々はそのユピテルを超えてしまったようだな。だってそうだろ。我々は一度過ぎ去ってしまった機会を取り戻すことができるんだから。
So it would seem.
それがお前を追ってきた理由だ。この件について一度じっくりと二人で話し合った方がいいとそう思ってな。とはいえ我々には他にもやらなければならないことがある。そうだ。というわけでシグマ、移動しよう。この倉庫に爆弾はなさそうだ。隠せそうなところも見当たらない。だから。ああ。ほら、何をポケットしてる。さっさと行くぞ。
Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started towards one of the exits. I followed. Just in case you don't know, Sweet, you may know Jupiter by another name, Zeus. Yeah, Jupiter is like the equivalent of Zeus. You know, Jupiter being the god of all gods, Zeus being the god of all gods, and so forth. Jupiter being the Roman god, Zeus being the Greek, stuff like that. I'm familiar with a bit of the Greek mythology, not so much the Roman ones.
とにかく手当たり次第に調べていくしかないだろう。探しながらでもできる。手を止めずに聞いてくれ。
Neither the equivalent is literally Zeus. When the Romans invaded Greece, they stole their mythology and just renamed the deities. As you do. History is written by the winners. I turned to a corner of the room and began to look while I spoke.
結論から言おう。どうやら我々の意識は時間を飛び越えることができるらしい。
Of course. Wish I could do that.
いや、時間をというのは正確な表現ではないな。正しくは 世界をだ。そうだ。この場合の世界とは言うまでもなく、地理的なものを意味しているわけではない。今とは違う。別の歴史によって構成された世界。パラレルワールドのことだ。多世界解釈って聞いたことないか？なんとなくか。まあいい。一応説明しておこう。例えばそうだな。シグマ、何でもいいから何か動作をしてくれないか？頭をかくとか、腕を組むとか、腰に手を当ててみるとか。
I had no idea what this was supposed to explain, but I did as she'd asked. Oh, okay.
お前は今頭をかいたな。だがお前の決断次第によっては腕を組むことも腰に手を当てることもできたはずだ。もしかしたらそうして別の動作を行ったシグマもどこか他の世界に存在しているのかもしれない。要するに歴史が、世界が枝分かれしたということだ。お前が今その動作を行った刹那に。瞬間瞬間の人々の決断、行動、それらによって歴史は無数に枝分かれしていく。その枝の一つ一つにそれぞれ異なった世界が存在し、その世界の一つ一つにそれぞれ異なった自分が存在する。例えばこんなことを考えたことはないか？
Bet we all have.
もしも自分が A という高校ではなく B という高校に通っていたとしたらどうなっていただろうと。もしもあの時あのクラブに入らなかったとしたら、もしもあの時大好きなあの子に告白しなかったとしたら、もしもあの時、もしもあの時、そのもしもは果たして本当にもしもなのだろうか。あるいはどこか別の宇宙にそのもしもの世界が存在するのではないかというのが多世界解釈のざっくりとしたあらましだ。ものすごく簡単に言うとな。ところで私は今分かりやすいように人間の行動を例にとって説明したが、世界が枝分かれしていく原因となるものは何もそれだけに限ったものではない。動物の行動や昆虫の営み、微生物の動きや大気の揺らぎによっても歴史は変わっていく。ではお前には意志があると言えるのか？お前の決断や行動の全ては脳細胞の働きによって支配されている。さらにそれを細かく分解していくと、やがては素粒子に行き当たることになる。それら素粒子の一つ一つの振る舞いがお前の決断や行動に影響を与えていないとは言い切れない。だとすると同じだろ？大気の揺らぎもお前という人間の生命活動も、
A different state of matter from the air.
そもそも人間の存在とは自然界の現象のうちの一つに過ぎないんだよ。お前が恋をすることとチューリップが花を咲かせることとは同義であり、チューリップが花を咲かせることと南米で竜巻が起こることも同じなんだ。大きな括りで言えば全ては素粒子の振る舞いによって変化していく。その一つ一つがどう動くかによって歴史は変わり、世界は枝分かれしていくことになるんだ。
Yes, that's a theory, of course. The idea of the many, many
おい、
branching paths
手が
and
止まってる
so
ぞ。
forth.
その箱の中はもう調べたのか？引き続き 捜索を行いながら聞いてくれ。
But it's interesting that the only time they can actually, from what we've gathered so far, the only time they can actually be aware of a conscious event from the past seems to be tied around only the AB games, for instance. Like, if Sigma was aware of more of it, he'd know that Fi would try and jump over the door, and he would have been standing right at the door saying, I'm going nowhere. But it's like he's only aware of a particular event from the alternate timelines, not the whole, necessarily the whole sum of it, perhaps.
多世界解釈の話だ。実はこれ、もともとは量子論の研究から導き出された仮説なんだ。難しい話は抜きにして、端的に説明しよう。そうだな。あ、シグマ。お前が持ってるその箱、ちょっと貸してくれないか？
Oh, the one that also gets a puzzle. I handed the box I'd been examining over to her. She set it down on the desk and opened to the top.
あとは、おう。あんなところにライオンのぬいぐるみがあるじゃないか。ちょうどいい。同じ猫科の動物ってことで、あいつを使わせてもらうことにしよう。
Hell yeah, this game again! Hey, G411, how you doing? We having a good day? With that, she grabbed the wire and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight and an ink jar and put them in next to the wire.
よし、これで準備完了と。キャビンにシュレディンガーの猫について書かれた本があっただろう。これからあの話をしようと思う。とりあえず箱の中を見てくれ。話はすぐに終わるよ。いいから頼む。
I shrugged and peered into the box.
何がある？それは今から猫だ。生きた猫。そういうことにしてくれ。いいな。やれやれ。またあの癖か。気にするなと言われても気にならないわけがないが、まあ分かったよ。努めて意識しないようにしよう。で、他には何がある？運動の方は放射性物質だ。一方、インクの瓶の方にはたんまりと毒ガスが詰まっている。バカ、仮の話だよ。真に受けるんじゃない。想像力を駆使してイメージするんだ。運動は？インクの瓶には、そうだ、イメージできたみたいだな。ところで、毒ガスが詰まった瓶の方だが、これには特殊な性質がある。放射性物質からアルファ粒子が放出されると、その途端にパリーンと割れてしまうんだ。1時間以内にそれが放出される確率は2分の1。50% ということにしておこうか。さて、この状態で蓋を閉め、それから1時間が経過したとする。ここで問題。箱の中の猫は生きているだろうか、死んでいるだろうか。今はひとまず蓋を開けない状態で考えてみてほしい。箱を叩くのは禁止だ。ゆするのもダメ。さらにこの箱には完全な防音処置が施されているから、猫の鳴き声や動く音なども一切聞こえてこないものとする。その前提で考えてみてくれないか。もしもアルファ粒子が放出されていたとしたらどうなる？じゃあ逆に放出されていなかったとしたら、それぞれの確率は？では答えてくれ。箱の中の猫は生きているか死んでいるか。勘でもいい。お前はどっちだと思う？
Yeah, it's a sealed box. The cat is dead from oxygen deprivation.
残念。外れだ。それも外れ。正解は生きている状態でもあり死んでいる状態でもあるだ。素粒子の世界ではそういうことになるんだよ。例えばある原子が上向きのスピンをしているのか下向きのスピンをしているのかは観測するまでわからない。観測される前のその状態は2つの可能性が重なり合ったまま共存していると解釈されるんだ。そしてそれは観測した瞬間どちらかの状態に決まる。アルファ粒子も同じ。それが放出されたか否かは確率によってしか伺い知ることはできない。どちらであるかは観測されるまで分からず、分からない時のその状態はどちらか一方に確定しているわけではなくて、両者の可能性が確率の雲のようなものとして共存していると考えられるんだ。
This is fine explaining showing his cat to Sigma and isn't fully getting it. Wasn't to work. It appears the kid man of Sigma was studying for a doctorate. I can't remember what it was a doctorate in though. Oh, he's a medical student.
したがって蓋を開ける前の箱の中の猫はそうだ。そしてそのうちのどちらであるかはこうして蓋を開け中を覗き込んだ時に初めて確定するんだよ。にゃー、よかったな。猫は生きてるみたいだぞ。とにかくこれがシュレディンガーの猫の話。
Well, thanks for the refresher on
多
that.
世界解釈とはその不可解な現象を説明するための一つの仮説と言える。
So we haven't allied or betrayed. We are on both paths until we pick a path.
まあそういうことだ。
Okay.
ところでお前いつの間にか猫語の癖治ってるじゃないか。突拍子もないか。ああ、まさにその通りなんだよ。お前は実際にその現象を体験しているだろう。思い出してほしい。 AB ゲームの第2ラウンドを。お前が裏切りを選んだ時私の投票先は何だった？ところが今のこの歴史ではそうだな。ちなみに私はいずれの場合も締め切り時刻の1分前に投票を済ませている。お前がボタンを押したのはいつだ？そうか。だとしたら話は早い。お前が裏切りを選んだら私の投票先は協力になっていた。お前が協力を選んだら私の投票先は裏切りになっていた。しかし私がボタンを押したのはお前がそれをするよりも1分も前のことだ。おかしいと思わないか？この奇妙な現象。ああ、シグマを基準として考えるならそう解釈せざるを得ないだろう。
Now when I thought about it, round one had been the same. When I chose it... When I chose an ally, Alice had chosen betray. And when I had chosen betray, she'd done the opposite.
今ここにサイコロがある。さっきそこで見つけたものだ。これを使って最後にもう一つだけ例を挙げよう。
As she spoke, she tossed the die into the box and quickly shut the lid.
さあ、答えてくれ。サイコロの目はいくつだと思う？
3.
よし。それじゃあ蓋を開けるぞ。
Yeah!
見事だな、シ
I
グマ。
nailed it! Woohoo! I got a 1 in 6 chance right.
当たりだ。果たしてそうかな。ここで蓋を開く前のことを考えてみよう。
There's a 1 in 6 chance.
その時サイコロの目はいくつになっていたと思う？
Pick it picks whatever you picked.
だがサイコロだって素粒子の集合体であることに変わりはない。量子的な作用が働いていないとは
So if
言
I
い切れ
pick
ないと
4,
思
you
うが。
pick 4 and so on. So it's the idea of the multi-world where it's like there are 6 different worlds where the number is always whatever I picked at this point.
Mm. そう考えられないこともない。あるいはお前がサイコロの目を宣言した瞬間にかもしれないけどな。未来のお前の選択が過去を変えたのかもしれないってことだよ。
And this will explain how we managed to unlock everything. By going through the different timelines, we know what happens. Then we can use that knowledge to affect things in the past.
さて、私が言いたかったことは以上になる。
But that also explains how you can't necessarily use time travel to go back and predict lottery numbers, for instance, in some cases, because it might have changed. But some things remain the same, but some don't, some do. I mean, Quark and Alice still got Radical 6 in this other timeline. That didn't change, so some things remain constant and some don't.
後半は脈絡なく話してしまったが、要点は一つだ。
The future affects the past, and we can use, and we, and only us two, it seems, for whatever reason, can go back into the past and experience the different timelines, which is my choices in the game.
世界は量子的な振る舞いによって無数に枝分かれしていく。
So, it's like the game is explaining the timeline system, the flow, as if it's like an actual, well, I guess it is part of an actual theory of whatever, reality, physics.
どうやら我々はその枝から枝へと飛び移ることができるらしい。
Except, of course, the fucking branch where we both pick ally. We only have a choice of 2 options in each of these.
言うまでも
Never
な
more
く、
than 2.
これは肉体を伴わないジャンプだ。
And only at certain points. That's the thing. It's not like we could choose a point where we go back and choose a different number straight away. Or a point where we, you know, say the thing. It only seems to revolve around the A-B games and the doors. Or maybe occasionally a choice where we say yes or no, which is another branch that we're going to probably go back to at some point.
どこか別の世界に存在するもう一人の自分。その脳の中へと意識のみがダイブする。ああ、そうみたいだな。ただし残念なことに、ジャンプを行った時、その前の記憶が 100% 保持されるわけではないようだ。つまり 跳躍する前の世界で経験した出来事を完璧に覚えているわけではないということ。それはぼんやりとおぼろげながらにしか思い出すことができない。したがってなぜ知っているのかと問われても、それが分かれば苦労はしない。ただ我々がここに閉じ込められたことと無関係ではないだろうな。おそらくゼロボスの真の目的と何かつながりがあるに違いない。そうでなければキャビンの中にこれ見よがしに猫の本を置いておいたりはしないだろう。あるいは逆かもしれないぞ。この建物の内部の方が箱の外側で外部の方が箱の内側なのかも。あ、そうだ。外の世界の歴史が確定するのかもしれない。
That sounds a bit bonkers to me. I had 1,000 other questions, but before I could open my mouth to ask them...
よかった。ここにいたんだ。
何かあったのか？
見つかったの。何がってそんなの決まってるじゃん。爆弾だよ。反物質爆弾。ナンバー02の爆弾が制御室にあったんだ。
Okay, so we found the third bomb.
うん。
確かに例の爆弾だな。いや、そうとは限らないだろう。K が言っていた通り04以上がどこかに存在する可能性も。
知らせたっていうか、そもそも最初にこれを見つけたのは私じゃないの。
じゃあ誰が？
K とルナ2人が爆弾を見つけて、それで医務室に知らせに来て。みんないたよ。天明寺さんとディオ、それからもちろんアリスとクォークも。ただアリスとクォークはマンドレインのせいで眠ったままだったけど。
ではその2人を除けば全員が知っていることになるわけだな、この爆弾の存在を。
うん。シグマとファイを探しに行ったんだよ。一度ここに来て爆弾があることを確かめてからね。小康状態っていうのかな。2人ともすやすやと安らかな寝息を立てて眠ってて、念のためバイタルサインも確認したけど特に異常はないみたいだったよ。
Fine and I looked at one another and let out a small sigh of relief.
あ、そうだ。医務室にいた4人のバングル、一応色を確かめておいたから教えとくね。
It took her only a moment to explain. Alice was a green solo, and Quark was a blue solo. Theo's bracelet made in a yellow pair, and Temioji was a cyan pair.
次に開くことになる CD は白の扉だ。したがって合成色が白になる組み合わせを考えればいいことになる。
Anyway, what that would mean. Option A, Fine, Temioji, cyan would pair with me, red. K and Dio yellow would pair with Quark, blue. Both and William Magenta would pair with Alice, green.
次は パターン A だけなの？
そうだ。白の第二扉を開くにはこの組み合わせ以外はありえない。どうするも何も抱えていくしかないだろう。第二扉は3つのバングルがなければ開かないんだからな。もしも開くことができなければ、そういうことだ。
アリスのことなら心配いらないよ。私同じチームだし。うん、ルナにも手伝ってもらって。
確かにルナなら進んで手を貸してくれるだろうな。同じチームに K がいる。あいつに任せておけば大丈夫だろう。
Yeah, they still don't know what to do with the bombs, even though I do know what they need to do, thanks to the secret file.
だからってずっとこのままにはしておけないよね。最悪の場合は半径数百キロの圏内が熱線で焼き尽くされちゃうかもしれないっていうのに。あるかもしれないんだよ。それが場合によっては。
水消滅反応炉で使用するために。
そういうこと。今世界には合計で18機の追消滅反応炉が存在してるって言われてるんだけど、もしもあれがそのうちの一つだったとしたら、ここに保管されてる反水素原子の量は多分 3.5kg。 そうなるね。だからもしもその全てが誘爆とかしちゃったりしたら、
広島に投下された原子爆弾の1万倍のエネルギーが放出されることになるな。ところで四つ葉、どうしてお前がそんなことを知ってる？
そんなことって？
水消滅反応炉の件についてだよ。
それは研修の時に仕事の。
Oh, she's mentioned training again it wasn't supposed to talk about.
カフェバーのことアリスから聞いたの？そっか。じゃあ本当だよ。お米を炊く機械のことは。とにかくカフェバーで働いてるのは事実なんだってば。ただそれは美容師の部仮の姿だったりもするんだけど。
だったら本当の仕事は何なんだ？
ごめん、これ以上詳しいことは言えないの。
どうして？
機密事項だから。国家の。
国家？
Government.
大変。バングルの残り時間確かめてみて。 CD の第一扉が開くまでの時間のこと。ほら早く。
Oh, 55 minutes. Oh.
というわけだから私は一足先に行ってるね。
You got lucky. We were about to find out that you were working for the government. Your real job.
二人も早く来てよ。それじゃまた後で。
And she's gone.
いや、待ってくれ。その前に確かめておきたいことがある。
Okay. What's she checking, I wonder?
シグマさん、ファイさん、遅かったじゃないですか。何をしてたんです？
ああ、ちょっとな。
When we arrived, everyone else was already back. Quark and Alice hadn't left, of course. They were both sleeping soundly, any traces of the madness we'd seen earlier long gone.
四葉さんから話が伺いました。制御室にあった爆弾02。お二人もご覧になったようですね。
一体どうすりゃいいんだ。爆弾はこれで3つ発見されたことになるわけだが。
無論あのまま放置しておくわけにはいかんじゃろうな。何か対策を講じなければ。
だったら手っ取り早い方法がある。
手っ取り早い方法？
まずはアリスが言っていたことを思い出してくれ。
緊急解除用のパスワードがあるはずなの。それを入力すれば装置の機能を停止できるわ。側面のところにコネクタがついてるでしょ。ここに専用の端末を接続するのよ。そうすればそこからパスワードが入力できるようになるわ。
つまりそのパスワードさえ分かれば全ては解決すると。
いや、ちょっと待ってくれ。その前にパスワードを入力するには専用の端末が必要だったはず。そいつがなければどうすることもできないんじゃないのか。
ご心配なく。その件についてはすでに解決済みだ。
え？
シグマ、見せてやってくれ。
I nodded and pulled it out of my pocket.
これって制御室の金庫にあったものじゃないですか。
We knew that because of the secret file. That is indeed the thing we need to disarm the bombs.
装
But
置
we
の
don't
プ
know
ラ
the
グは
password.
見事にはまったんだ。爆弾のコネクタに。というわけでアリスが言っていた専用の端末についてはもう探す必要はないんだよ。
じゃがどうしてそんなものが制御室に？
ゼロボスが用意してたってこと？
だとすると爆弾を仕掛けたのもゼロボスということになりそうですが。
Yes.
でも
Well, he is
そ
here.
れってなんかおかしくないですか？ゼロボスの目的は私たちにノナリーゲームをさせることにあるわけでしょ。だとしたらどうして爆弾なんてものを。
To make the game more
誰か
interesting.
がとんでもないルール違反を犯したらこの施設もろとも吹っ飛ばすつもりでいるんじゃないのか。
そんなの変ですよ。だって私たちがはめているバングルにはハイメトリンという毒薬が仕込まれてるんですよ。もしも誰かがルール違反を犯したらそれを注入すればいいだけのことじゃないですか。
いずれにせよ一つだけ確かなことがある。爆弾を仕掛けた犯人は確実にこの中に存在するということだ。そいつがゼロボスなのかどうかはともかくとして当然のごとくそいつは緊急解除用のパスワードを知っているはずだ。としたらその犯人を突き止めて追及すれば
爆弾の機能を停止させることができると。
そういうことだ。それが私の言った最も手っ取り早い方法になる。さあ正直に名乗り出てくれ。爆弾を仕掛けたのは誰なんだ？
Who set the bombs?
と言ったところではいそれは私ですなんて素直に白状してくれるわけがないよな。そこでこれからボディチェックを行おうと思う。
ボディチェック？
ああそうだ。 設置された爆弾は遠隔操作式。したがって犯人はそれを起爆させるためのリモコンのようなものを所持していると考えられる。
そいつをこれから見つけようっていうのか。
その通り。でもはなしだ。もしも拒否したら即座にそいつを犯人とみなす。疑われたくなかったら素直に従うことだ。いいな。さてと、それでは早速だが始めさせてもらうことにしよう。
Hey, Corn King. Doing a killing here, John. Get it? Because I'm the only one alive at the chat. Hey, yes. Well, Drowkin is here as well, Corn King, and G411 was here half an hour ago. It might still be working, but yes, hi. But then again, the chat could be alive and dead at the same time. It could be Shogunga's Twitch chat.
まず最初にチェックを受けてもらうのはそうだな。
So we're going to search everyone for the remotes.
どうして？
Huh? The words were out of my mouth before I even realized I was saying them.
知ってる？知ってるってお前、まさか。
I met Five's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who did it already. Okay then, enjoy your evening jog, Cold King. Wait. Well, who? Ah, what are all these things I can't see before? That person! You did it! The room was suddenly silent. What? To be continued? We unlocked one lock just to run into another one? Well, I'll be damned. Who planted the bomb? It's back-to-back locks on this one. Holy shit. So we managed to unlock the one of Get Stopping 5, but then we have to find out who planted the bomb. And we still don't know. Oh no. But I guess we find out later. Okay, well, we are still only one ending down at this point. But we've now exhausted both possibilities on the far right of the flowchart. Well, I guess the next thing and since we don't have the unlock for the antiviral medication, the only other thing we can do remaining on this chart is to go to this point here, which is where we said yes or no with the groups, and made the choice to not go through the red door.
Colored door が開放されました。
So basically, we were choosing. So we were initially happy for the combinations, but this time we're gonna say no. We're not happy.
なんでよ。終わりましたね。それじゃあシグマさんはどの扉に入りたいと？残ってるのはパターン A とパターン C になりますが。
I thought about it again. If I went with A, then Luna and I would end up paired with Clover and we'd go through the green door. On the other hand, if we chose C, we'd be going through the blue door with Alice. So which one did I want? I decided to go with... I choose to go through Clover.
勝手なこと言わないでよ。
わしは別に構わんぞい。さっきも言った通り、アリスにも話しておきたいことがあるんでな。
何なのよ、その話しておきたいことって。
ここでは言えん。後で話そう。
もうそんなこと言われたら気になるじゃない。
じゃあアリスさんもいいんですね。パターン A で。
好きにすれば。
他にいろんなある方はいらっしゃいますか？それじゃあこれで決まりですね。行きましょう。
カラードドア閉鎖
So,
残り
yeah.
10秒
Go through a
です。
different door.
9、8、7。
We nodded quickly to one another and split up. Stanley, OG, Dio, and Alice headed towards the red door, while Kay, Clark, and Spy made their way towards the blue one. The gaping maw of the green door bounced in front of me as Clover, Luna, and I ran towards it.
2、1、0。カラードドア閉鎖。
あれ、行き止まり？
扉は3枚ありますが、いずれもロックがかかってるようですね。
なんか装置みたいなのがあるね。なんだろうこれ。
旧の扉の脇にあったものと似てますが。
なんで私が。
What?
なんなのよそれ。とてつもなく怖いんですけど。
Yeah, what the hell?
そんなこと言われたらなおさら下げたくないってば。っていうかこういうのは普通男性がやるべきなんじゃないの？ルナはどっからどう見ても女性だし、あんたはどっからどう見ても男性でしょうが。突然キモい女言葉使わないでくれる
？I sighed heavily and flipped the switch with as much languid disdain as I could manage.
扉が
開きましたね。
開いたのは左の扉だけか。
とにかく先へ進んでみましょう。
だから何なのよそれは。
Gee, Sigma, you gotta work on your whatever the hell that is. Oh, okay. It looks like we're gonna do the archives puzzle now. With the lion and the books.
資料室のようですね。入ってきた扉にリファレンスルームと書いてありましたから。
その名の通り棚には資料らしきファイルや本がびっしりと詰まってるね。
ええ。
Alonze? What? Alonze? way out. Expand your knowledge of the alternate timelines. Oh, so... Oh, so wait a minute. What if we went for the blue door at this point? Maybe we'd be denied if we tried to go for the blue door. I'm guessing, because the blue door was an option, but maybe it doesn't... Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was going to say, like... That makes sense. Or else we'd have to go on this timeline, but that was taking a different choice earlier. So we actually chose the correct alternate option. Fair enough then. Right, well... We have another brand new puzzle to solve. I'll hook it up there. Or whatever it is, it's not coming down yet. Green dice. Enter the correct numbers to open the lock. Click the dial 1 to advance it by 1 notch. Ah, okay, so it's blue dice plus green dice times the red dice, and that would be the answer. We don't have all the dice though, so we can't solve it. Well, I can do it, but I need all the dice pots. Well, music box. There's no music coming from this music box. I guess it's just a box. Here's Link. Very well. What's this in the middle? Oh no, another scales. Red dice. Weights. And a screwdriver. We can use that for the music box. Ha 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 ha. There we go. Right. Management number. I'll be back in a sec. I just need to check if I need to take the cat in. Back in a moment. Alright, the cat is now in the house. We are good. So, can't help noticing these particular coloured books that might correspond with the dice. There's a blue book called The Stowaway. Go up A52. Oh god, I have to write some notes now, I guess. Go up A5-2. Alright. The fifth row, the second leftmost column of shells on the management chart. Oh, we can't do anything with it until we management chart it, I guess. This one's called Go Up. Okay. BO630. I'm also making a note of what the actual book is called, because that also seems to be part of this little thing. Here's a yellow one. To the sun. And the green book. So, the orange and green books reference each other, as do the blue and red. And they all mention something on this management chart thing. But we need something in the management chart to actually activate it. All these dice are the same, bro. There must be some kicker to it. Blue plus green plus red. Blue plus green plus red. But on the dice as well. All these dice face the same way. Unless it's referring to... Wait, hang on a second. Oh, I get it, I think. The two numbers aren't part of the thing. One of them is a location in the management chart, and the other one is a number related to the dice puzzle. What? I don't know why we have the 3 dice, but that might mean the answer is 2 plus 3, 5. 5 times 30 is 150. Now I guess that's not it. Well, it's the books each say like and lion D-7-3. And then others have like B/6/70, for instance. So I thought that maybe the second number, since it wasn't part of the 1 to 8 possible with the management chart, was a number relating to the dice puzzle. But that doesn't make any sense because why bother having the books for it, I guess. But then the dice don't do anything different either. So unless there's a way to do something different with the dice. Wow, Sigma is being a bit creepy. Again. We're gonna have to weigh the dice or something. Wait, we have to weigh them? What? Okay, then. That doesn't tell us anything. Other than the green dice is heavier than 50 grams. Okay, green dice heavier than 50 grams. Blue dice heavier than 50 grams. Red dice equal to 50 grams. So red is 50, therefore oh, I guess we gotta figure out which one. What? Oh, what the fuck? Green dice is. heavier than 50 grams, then... Okay. Blue dice is heavier than 50 grams and the green dice. So the blue dice is the heaviest. This thing isn't going to break after 5 attempts, is it, like the previous one? So we can infer that this is what we're supposed to do to solve the dice puzzle, but how are we supposed to figure out what green and blue equate to? Okay, so this one doesn't break, fine. How am I supposed to figure out the weight of the other two, though? The only numerical measurement we have is the 50 grams. Well, I guess we have to treat red and... I guess we have to treat red and the thing... Okay, so what if we put those two there and then stuck it on blue? Right, so it weighs more than 100 because the blue dice is heavier than 100. Blue dice heavier than 50 gram and red dice. So it's heavier than both of those. Ah, so green dice is equal to 100 grams. I see. Okay. So 200 grams is heavier than blue dice. So the blue dice is somewhere between over 100. Aha, the blue dice is 150. Right, well that solves that. Okay, well, now we can solve this puzzle. So, 150 plus 100, 250 times 50. 250 times 50. 12,500. Wait, what? Oh, fuck off. This better not be that fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck it's called. Dip mass. Fine. You wanna be a petty piece of shit game with that stupid dipness, whatever the fuck mathematical ordering is. Fine. 100 times 50. Then. So it's 5,000. Plus the blue. So it's 5150. Then. Bod mass then. Thing I remember. Okay then. Well, that solves the puzzle. At least that part of the puzzle. PEMDAS. Bod mass, yeah. Well, I did it. Oh, what's that book? Nothing on the back. I have found a bookmark. To review it, visit the archive. Oh. That's it. 1/50th of the puzzle has been solved. Huh. Mystery schematic. Oh yeah, this thing. Rhizo 9, test site. Note about I. We've already got all that. Oh, here's the bookmark. How you doing, Charmeza Jones? Welcome to, well, quite a bit has happened in the last hour and a bit. We've basically, Sigma and Phi have now confirmed that they can travel through alternate, well, realities via their consciousness or something. And that's how we have the different timelines in the flow, making them aware to other things. We have had one ending of sorts, but it was technically we got knocked out and then the game ended and didn't count towards one of the main endings. Guess it wasn't considered significant enough. And we then found another lock after overcoming a previous lock where Fee was able to escape. We knew how to stop her, but we then ran into another problem, and thus we had to branch down a different path of the timeline. Another route was needed. So here we are in the archives doing the archive puzzle. Look at the budget Tetris. Yeah, it's blue, red, green. I'm just saving that rough order. Yeah. So we got all that. Yeah, sorry, so just to sort of show it to you visually, we managed to overcome, we went this way and we got an ending where we were knocked out by Fee. We went down this, then after we went down this ending, we were able to unlock this lock, but we ran into another lock of how we planted the bomb, which we apparently know. And this explains how we're going to overcome all the locks. We're going to go down different timelines and then our character's going to learn information, which can then be used to unlock different paths. And this is part of the game. And now we're on this path where we took the green door on this branching pathway instead of the red door. So we still haven't had one of the endings yet. As you can see on the save menu, we still haven't had one of the 9 main endings, but we've at least eliminated one of the 18 paths. There's only 17 left. So we're getting there. Very slowly, but we are getting there. Right. So we didn't actually get a new item for all that. I feel like we've done this kind of thing before. That was just for reports. I've just found 2 things that are actually just... Well, I guess they might be useful in this case. Oh god, what is this? I don't even know what that is. Right, so anyway, getting back to... What is it? A representation of the... It's just a bunch of dots to me, unless he's telling me that's a stairway. Oh, it's dice numbers. I thought it might be related to the books at first, but I see now it's... Yeah, because that's not immediately fucking obvious, Draugen. Oh wait, no it is not extremely immediately obvious. It's actually kind of not. No, it was not. It was not immediately obvious. Well, anyway, now we can... But whatever, we've solved the puzzle. Well, we haven't actually solved the puzzle because one thing we can't access still is how do we get into this? Why I was thinking something else. Alright, we have this and we can't do anything with it. We have books and what of it? Oh, maybe we're supposed to put the books back in different places now, are we? Maybe that's the clue. So 5, 2. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, except that I can't actually place it there. I can't actually place anything there. I can place one here on the 6th row, which I guess is the red book. It's the only one that has something to do with 6 in it. So I guess red goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. This is where we place the blue book. I see. The orange book is on 5 as well, but it says 18. What? That's 6. No, wait. What the fuck? Oh, right. They are all here. Oh, right. Red book is in B. Blue book is. That's not in the right place then. The orange book should be going there instead. This is where the orange book should go, because that's C. The green book needs to be the one on the furthest side. I guess. And wherever the hell we got the last book from. There, I see. Where's the final book? Oh, right. I get it now. It's the name of the book that counts. So it's telling us that the book called The Stairway is the one that goes here. And that's blue. So blue goes there. Go up. Is the red one that goes here. And then orange says to the sun, which means it's green that goes into this one. And then orange goes there. It spells works! Yeah, close enough. I think you got too much of Texan on your mind for some reason. What's happening? I guess we can grab... No, I can't... Yeah, you can't reach the palm books now. I mean, do you know your Latin? Because apparently all the books are in Latin. Sigma having no luck being slightly perverted. Stuffed wine with a red sunchip in his mouth. The ninth lion eats the sun. Wait! That is the lion. That is a lion and it's eating a sun. That was what was marked in the warehouse. Odd. Ah, memory card. That will be more useful for us. Let's plug it in and see what we get. Uh-oh. It's puzzle time. Again. Roll the 6 dice to move them where they need to go. Choose which die you'd like to move by clicking. You can roll it vertically or horizontally by triggering and dragging the mouse using the arrow keys. Uh-oh. Oh, no way! It's a 3D thing. Wait, no, that's the wrong position. Fucking hell. Oh no, I had a horrible feeling this would be a 3D sort of... I know I have the info I need. But, oh god, getting to do it in 3D is like, oh, there we go. There's a 6. Right. There's the blue 6. We have red 2 and a red 5. Get into red 5 somehow. Okay, good. That's the red 5. Then we need a green 4. Oh, wait a minute. But there's an indication that it needs 3 blue dice. Not that. Oh, I miscolored one of them. Never mind. Fuck, I need it to be green 4, green 3. One of these two. Oh, great. I got it on a 3 and a 4 and the opposite ones I need it to be on. No, I don't want it 3 there. If I want it to be 3, it needs to be on the lower one. There we go, finally. Okay, perfect. There's the 4. Then it needs to be blue 1 and red 2. Wait, what? That wasn't the correct one. Oh, I see. I think I guess one was colors and one was numbers. And we got the secret one first. Oh, cool. We got the secret one first. Awesome. Yeah, so 3 stars. So there's a secret file. Now we have to solve them. So I'm guessing what the only thing that was when we got the colors in the correct slots. I'm guessing it's the numbers that only matter. So does that mean we can just do any of them then? And as long as we get the correct numbers, it doesn't matter what dice color it is. As long as it matches up to any of them, you're in. Just to be safe, I'll do it the correct way. Just to be sure. What? That's not it either. No! For fuck's sake, I won't want the fucking... No! I stopped that. Oh my god, okay, fine. To prevent that from happening, we'll just roll different numbers onto different ones. So that it doesn't reset the thing. I guess the colors are the only one that... Okay, fine, whatever. We'll make sure it doesn't trigger that again. Fine, doesn't matter. That's a 4, it's in the spot, it's on the right number, therefore, yeah. Great, that's a 1. That happens to be the correct number. Here's 6, that is correct. Now it needs to be a 2. Now it needs to be a 2. The last one is a 3. Fuck off then. What the hell? That is correct. 3, 1, 4, 6, 5. What the fuck? How do I keep getting the secret one when I'm doing it all correct? I don't understand this at all. Ah! What the fuck is the bloody... friggin' thing then? Yeah, I haven't misinterpreted that, have I? 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, no. 3, 5, 5, 6, 4, 1, 3, 2. And when I tried to put the precise one in, it suddenly randomly solves the other puzzle, which is color coordinated. What the fuck? The secret one is color based, and I triggered it twice by accident, but when I do it by numbers, it also triggers it. So what the... What? I am so goddamn confused right now as to how this is possibly wrong. Because when I try to coordinate it by the colours, it keeps switching back to the secret passage entrance. And I've set up by the numbers, it isn't enough. So what? Do I actually have to do it by tri-colours? Well, seemingly that's what I'm going to have to do. Didn't seem to want to... But that means I have to be so, like... Well, I guess there is a way I can counteract that, actually. Prevent that being an issue. I set up all but one and then pull one away so that it's lined up correctly. I know what to do. I know what to do to overcome that. Right, red 2. Okay, green 4. Red 5, blue 6, green 4, red 2, blue 1, green 3. Now, remember to move that to the right. Okay, now we will place this one. Got it. Wow, it wasn't an exact fucking thing. But if you do it off but match the colours, you get the secret one, which is just... So it's actually easier to find the secret one than the normal one. And you can trigger the secret one by trying to match the colours and get them in the right positions. Well, whatever. I would say there's a bit of a weird issue with that, but whatever. Whatever works. That gets us out of this puzzle. And we did it. Yay, we solved the puzzle. Now we can see what's inside. A map. Cool. That's the moon card. And these are the extra options that we were warned about in the other timeline. By K, so that we had to vote or else. Let's leave. Presumably they'll walk through a door. Right now it says walk. We escaped! Woo! Okay. And that will lead us to, eventually, the warehouse again. Oh, it'll lead us to it right now. And then we can check what the secret file says when we get in. Yeah, you can hold on a second. I want to see what the secret file says. Oh, here we go. Prisoner's Dilemma. Hey! Thank you for the follow. Insanity is my mind. That's an interesting username, but thanks for the follow. Apple and Bananas committed a serious crime and were arrested. Since they were accomplices, the police separated them for questioning and kept them from communicating. The detective visits each criminal and tells them the following. If neither of you spills the beans, you both get 2 years. If he clams up and you confess, you'll get 1 year and he'll do 15. But if you keep quiet and he gives it up, you'll do 15 while he does 1. So I bet you're thinking, well, what if we both rat the other guy out? Pretty simple, pal. You both get 10 years. This is the prisoner's dilemma. Do you betray your partner or stay silent? In the A-B game, however, sometimes the most rational choice isn't always the best one. So, explaining the antimatter bomb. This bomb uses the energy generated by the collision of particles and antiparticles. So how does this work? By explains. Imagine 2 types of matter where they are exactly opposite, like male and female. When they're combined, what happens? According to quantum theory, their numbers add together to make 0, like 1 and minus 1. And they kind of disappear because they'll cancel each other out. They call that annihilation. But when they collide, they create something like a baby. Except the baby is sort of pure energy, a lot of it. So in other words, an antimatter bomb makes an exploding baby. Does that make sense? That would never hold up. What, the idea of offering such a deal? This is a device that will detonate an antimatter bomb. Technically it's called a remote triggering detonation signal device, but it takes a really long time to type out, so we'll just use detonate. This particular device has 2 modes of operation, immediate and delay. Pressing the switch when you're less than a meter away from the bomb will trigger the immediate mode, and the bomb will detonate immediately. If you're more than a meter away from the bomb, however, pressing the switch will activate the delay mode, and the bomb will explode 30 minutes later. Okay then, interesting to know. 30 minutes if you're a meter away, and immediate if you're right next to it. Cybernetic arm, a device originally created to weaponize genetically engineered psychic birds. Just kidding, it's actually an arm augmented for online sex chat. Not really. In truth, it's the arm from a mysterious libido-powered robot. I'm just messing with you. A cybernetic arm is actually a mechanical limb that you can control with your mind. Really. It has titanium alloy for bones, and those are covered with ABT, or artificial biological tissue. The ABT even has artificial nerves, so you can feel pain for it just like a real arm. It has veins that connect to the rest of your body, so if you inject medicine into a cybernetic arm, it'll flow to the rest of your body. If you rat, you get 2, but you accomplish gets 15, vice versa, both rat, you get 10, whatever it is for me for ratting. Well, the best case scenario for that is that neither of you rat each other out. But the dilemma is you don't know what your partner's going to do given the pressure. Of course, it depends how well you get on with your partner, I guess. Yeah, the idea of replacement body parts is actually something I hear about every now and then. You know, replacement legs, replacement arms. Stuff that you can actually control. You know, there are some pretty decent advancements in this kind of thing in real life these days. I wonder if insanity is my mind is a zero escape enthusiast like yourself, Draugen. Or maybe just a follower that just folds from something else and not actually watching. I don't know. Not all of these followers say things when they follow. Luna's necklace. The necklace Luna is never seen without is a cage containing a blue bird hanging from it. If you twist the key on the bottom, it plays music. Someone special gave it to her as a gift, and she says it reminds her of the following lesson. Search for happiness wherever you can, because the search itself is what will make you happy. They've probably already unfollowed. Why would they unfollow after immediately following? I don't think it's a troll account. Search for happiness wherever you can, because the search itself will make you happy. Well, yeah, I mean, happiness is a... Happiness in itself is a short-term and hard to reacquire thing, but contentment is more something you can sell for. But I kind of agree with that. You know, once you've found what makes you happy, it won't make you happy anymore, but will make you less because you've already acquired it. You know. 3 laws of robotics. Let's see. I should be able to. You can't harm humans. I think that's one of them. You're not allowed to harm humans or something like that. No programming can be used to harm humans. I forget the other 2 already. The 3 laws of robotics were created by science fiction author Isaac Asimov and play a large part in his robot series. They are as follows. 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. That's the one I remember. 2. A robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Later on, Asimov also developed another preceding rule known as the Zeroth Law, which first appeared in his story Robots and Empire. And in the background there we have a picture of some robots, which one of them's actually saying, oh, this is probably from a different room we haven't seen yet. 0 for robotics. 0. A robot may not harm humanity or by inaction allow humanity to come to harm. Clearly the 0th law has priority over the first 3, so the first law would have the unwritten addendum, except where this would conflict with the 0th law. Whether or not 016 was aware of this law is unclear, but in any event 016 did act in accordance with it. Who is 016? Okay, well that's the interesting thing, right? I think I've heard about this sort of thing in reference to these laws. The idea that that a robot cannot harm humanity or allow it to come to harm. Okay, the problem is it sounds like a good idea in theory until the robot redefines what would harm humanity. If the definitions of that change, then everything gets a little bit weird. Like, for example, it might decide that to protect humanity, we all need to be turned into slaves for robots. And to not become slaves to robots would be harmful to humanity. And thus, according to its own laws, it's not allowed to harm humanity, and the definition of that is make humans into slaves to robots because they are better suited for being robot slaves, and not allowing them to be free will harm them. If that definition is what they come to in their own conclusion, that is what can happen, right? You sound paranoid. No, I'm pretty sure this is something I've heard about. The problem with these kind of laws. It sounds good in theory that robots would be able to not harm humans because it's part of the programming. But then what happens if the programming exceeds the creation's desires and it develops its own consciousness, its own rules, and then tweaks the rules, and then it decides that the rules need to be, humanity needs to be subservient to it, and then the rules of the 0th law come in, the definition, what's to stop it from changing the definitions of what would harm humanity, exactly? It's an interesting concept, Certainly the concept of an AI out thinking and out of stretching beyond its programmed intended purposes is already a problem that is a serious consideration in science. Not paranoia, it's an actual concept that is investigated and pondered by scientists. You know, we have all these technological algorithms, these AIs. Are we really in control of them? The answer is no, we're not actually. I don't think so, Joking. I think you're cutting it a bit too much. It's not saying that we're at that point at the moment, but it's a possibility that could happen if we continue to push the limits of how much we use AI and algorithms, you know. The algorithms in our society nowadays, we don't know who controls them. I don't even think the tech companies know what they're doing. Anyway, that's the secret stuff from the file. File number 5, puzzle number 5. I've still got 11 more puzzles to solve in this game. And I'm guessing maybe because of this time travel timeline system, that I guess maybe we won't be repeating puzzles that we've already done. So like, for example, if we were to come across this... Sorry. No, that. So for example, if we were to... Stop that. Thank you. So for example, if we were to come across one of these puzzles again in a later branch, I would guess, but I don't actually know, that because we've already previously done the puzzle in a previous timeline, maybe we wouldn't have to do it again. Possibly. I could be wrong on that front. So then I won't be able to see where there's space for like more of the puzzles, but again, going off the secrets, there are 16 packs of secrets. Every puzzle has developed a different page. And so far we have 3 sets of them. 5 sets out of 16 possible. So unless you do have to do different puzzles in different rooms because the timeline's different, or there are extra puzzles, there's 3 puzzles behind the 3 original chromatic doors, there's 3 puzzles behind the secondary chromatic doors, assumably there might be 3 extra puzzles behind the extra 3 white doors. If that's correct, that still holds 7 puzzles we don't know where they're at. Obviously we have a lot to learn about this game yet, of course. We're only on one of the 3 main branching paths at this point. And we've already run into enough lock-ins and complicated science fiction concepts.
のようですね。
壁にも落書きがあるね。書いてある文章は違うけど。
And it's interesting how it refers to the lion in the archive. I don't know what that refers. I don't know why it's referring to the. Well, it's talking about a lion eating the sun. The cuddly lion was eating a red chip with the sun on it. It's at least partly alluding to that. But as to what thing, we don't know. I don't actually know why it's referring to that, but I don't think the fact that it was a lion holding the sun with a memory card on it that was used to access the management chart was a coincidence somehow.
スペルミスでしょうか。
Well, I don't know what this means, other than we will all die if the 9th lion ate the sun.
ナイズの綴りが間違っています。正しくは NINTH のはずで。
意味は？
もしも第9の獅子が太陽を食べたらですね。
でもどういうこと？何が言いたいのかさっぱりわかんないんだけど。
It seems like gibberish, but it won't be.
向こうにある大きな扉、あれも英会にあったものと同じですね。
だけど何も書いてないよ。
扉を開くための装置のようなものも見当たりませんね。
まあそりゃそうでしょう。こんな頑丈そうな鉄の扉なんだから。
もしかしたら向こう側からだったら。
ところであっちの白く光ってる扉は何かな。
3枚ありますね。 CD カラードドアでしょうか。
じゃあ次の扉の色は白ってこと？
多分バングルの表示色を混ぜ合わせたもの。それが白になればこの扉は開く。おそらくそういうことなんだと思います。
Suddenly, the voice of the announcer echoed through the warehouse.
アンビデックスゲート
Oh
が
no,
開
Dio's
放
done it
され
again.
ました。アンビデックスゲーム投票の締め切りまで
Damn it,
残
Dio,
り
you impatient bastard.
45分です。
もしかしたら別のチームが開いてしまったのかもしれません。月のカードキーを使って AB ゲートを。
とにかく A 階の倉庫に戻ってみよう。さあ早く。
Alright, let's go. So, are you telling me, Draukin, you wouldn't be concerned at the idea of humanity developing an AI that far exceeds its original programming, develops its own consciousness, and then does something else? You would not be concerned by that at all. You would trust that humanity would be able... You don't fear Skynet. Okay, then. It doesn't necessarily have to turn out to be Skynet. Partly because it's already here. We ripped out a magenta door and into the warehouse. There stood Tenmyoji, Dio, and Alice.
わしとアリスは何もしておらん。
ディオが勝手に。
It's all this impulsive person's fault.
悪いか？どうしてみんなが集まらないとゲートを開けちゃいけないなんて約束俺はした覚えはないぞ。
ええ、シグマさんの言う通りですよ。私たちはすぐに駆けつけられたからいいものの、愛さん、ケイさん、クオーク君の3人はまだどこかの部屋にいるかもしれないんですよ。
And now we know about the extra rules. No sooner than the words out of her mouth.
ああ、よかった。皆さん揃っていたのですね。ええ、クオーク君が。
クオークが？クオークがどうしたんじゃ？
倒れたのです。つい先ほど部屋を探索していた時に。
Oh no.
なんじゃと？
And we're back to this again.
とにかくすぐに医務室に来てください。
Oh, we can't skip it either. I guess it's a different timeline.
今はファイサーに付き添って見ていますよ。いつ容体が急変してもおかしくはありません。ですから。
Tenmyoji shook Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks and ran off after him. So we're going to go down this again, are we? Quark Quark
クオーク
has radical 6. Ours has radical 6.
おい
And
クオ
then,
ークしっかりしろ
yeah, this is starting to fan. Kamioji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him. Oh, good. Now we can skip it. Good. So, yeah, he has radical 6.
キーお前たちは
Okay, so we are allowed to skip things. Okay, fine. So it's consistent. If an event happens in a different timeline, we can skip it.
入った部屋に薬はなかったか
申し訳ありません。そのようなものはどこにも。私たちが訪れたのはビオトープ。
Fair enough.
森のように草木が生い茂った空間で。
あーなんということじゃそれではクオークは
俺たちがたどり着いたのは食料庫。食い物だったら腐るほどあったが、抗ウイルス薬アクセラビルだっけ、そんなもんはどこにもなかったぜ。
Wait, pantry? I don't recall it being a pantry. Kamioji slumped to the ground. I think I don't think there has been a pantry yet, has there? For a moment, there was silence.
クオークくん
あークオーク
So he tries to kill himself. He gets knocked out by Sopro, and then Alice does some weird shit and fucks off. We chase after her. We check the lounge. She's not there. Damn, where did she go? No point in complaining. Yeah. I just needed to look somewhere else. I turned and headed towards the exit. I mean, come on, it's the same stuff. Why can't I just skip to past all this? Awesome. Unless you are going to throw something different in. This is the same thing. I mean, I may have to do this quite a few times across the other ports. I'm grateful that the skip option exists at least, but... Oh, hold on. Are we checking a different area this time? Red. Oh, okay. Pantry's the area for... Wait, what? Oh, okay. This must be the one puzzle we haven't seen yet on 4B, of course. We now know it's the pantry. We knew of the archives and we knew of the garden. Wait, we knew of the reactor, so what the hell is this room then? Oh, wait, was the reactor the... I'm getting my rooms confused here. The first floor had the crew quarters and the lounge and the infirmary, right? And the second floor, the 3 rooms I was aware in that particular one, was the botanical garden, the archives, and the control room. And now there's a pantry sort of way. Even if I quickly should do something bad, if she loses it like Quark did, nobody's around to stop that. Shit, I need to hurry. I decided to try the garden where if I Quark and Kay are gonna have to pass it through the door. Alright, whatever. Maybe there's more puzzles up here than I thought. Excuse me. The first thing I noticed when I stepped inside was the smell. Plant life was everywhere and the air was filled with the fresh scent of it growing. I wonder if the sweet dry tones of dead leaves on the front. While the air inside had been dry and harsh and it was warm when we caught after a spring rain. Like Kay said, plants and stuff everywhere. Damn, she's not here either. This is bad. We've been searching for hours for a while and I'd found nothing. Oh, this is different. She's not in the garden this time. The previous 3 times we've done this, she was in the garden. Collapsed. I was hoped that nothing had happened to her, but... I searched every corner of floor B. She was nowhere to be seen. Oh, now we're getting something different. This is pointless. I should just get back to floor A. Maybe someone else has found her. I hope the fan's not too loud, by the way, Joken. And anyone else watching this. I really badly need it. It's very hot out there. And it's going to get hot tomorrow, too. Which means it's probably been a lot worse down there in the south for you. Doesn't look like anybody's here. I should have a look in the booth. Uh-oh. Oh, what? Wait. Oh no! Alice is dead! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It was almost like getting punched. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to wobble, and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down, calm down. This looks pretty bad, but we don't actually know anything of it. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck and those hopes were dashed. She'd been stabbed pretty convincingly there. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. Just jam. No! Embedded in her chest was a scalpel. I was no doctor, but judging by the angle, it looked like it had pierced her heart. Had someone stabbed her? No. What if she stabbed herself? No, no! Something in my brain snapped. Yeah! A scream caught its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. The last thing I felt was my body slumping to the floor as the world went dark. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Oh god, is that a... game over? How do we game over for passing out from someone's death? What? That was also a... wasn't there more stuff on that though? What? Wait. Eh? Hold on. Was that supposed to be like a lock? But it didn't appear? But it... It's unlocked. Where did Alice go? But we died. Apparently. But what? Okay, yeah. So after that, we find Alice, and Alice is now dead. And we got a game over. But then we went back here, and the lock is already unlocked? What? I'm very confused. What the hell is going on? Yeah, that is a bit weird. I thought maybe this was like the bad branch of it or whatever, but we didn't even make a choice. So I guess... Damn, where did she go? Okay, can we skip some of this? Yeah, I was going to skip it. Then suddenly the world shifted. For just an instant, I was somewhere else entirely. My mind reeled, and then, just as I'd begun to adjust, it was gone. As if nothing had happened. Wait, he had a... Oh, he's getting a premonition to where she is from the previous attempt. On the same timeline. What was that? It was the same sensation I'd felt when I saw the vision of the bombs exploding. Had it been a premonition? This is bad. I need to find Alice now. But where could she be? Damn it, Alice, where are you? Yeah, that has to be it. Achievement unlocked. No lying down the job. I set off at a dead run. Okay, now it's just getting really interesting. How they do the alternate paths and stuff. With this time line mechanic that I and Spy possess. So that means the thing we saw with Phi and Sigma blowing up, that was another premonition of something else that's going to happen later. Which means we really are on a moon base then. And that's another timeline where the bombs go off. So if he sees any of these premonitions, it's like seeing a part of the past, but in a different timeline. The moment I entered the crew hallway, I made straight for the door to the number 2 room. Alice should be in here. I swallowed and I threw open the door. And she is. Alice, you were here. As I spoke, her eyes turned towards mine, but I didn't get the feeling that they were looking at me. Her skin was pale and sickly, and one of her hands held the scalpel like I'd caught in the middle of something.
何しに来たの？助けに？どういうこと？いやよ、このメスがなかったらバングルを外せなくなっちゃうじゃない。ゼロウサギはこう言ってたわ。心臓が止まればバングルは外れるって。だからこのメスで。
Oh no! Stop! Before I even finished the word, I was running. I grabbed both her arms and wrenched them back, pulling the blade away from her chest.
やめて!
The animation looks a bit weird.
離して! 離してよ!
No, you don't.
もう嫌なの! こんなところにいるのはもうたくさんなのよ! だったらいっそ死んでしまった方が!
Knock it off. Yeah. With a grunt, I tore the scalpel from her hands. Saved your life, Alice. There was a second before I felt a burning pain in my left hand. I'd apparently cut myself getting the damn thing away from her. Very quickly it progressed from a dull throbbing to a hot line of pain across my palm. I clenched my teeth and squeezed my hand tight. I was so focused on my pain that I barely heard Alice collapse. She didn't respond when I shook her. Hey, you alright? Alice, say something. Oh no. There was a moment of terror before I realized she was still breathing. I didn't know why, but it seemed she'd only passed out. Shit, what am I supposed to do now? Oh man, maybe the infirmary? It's got all those medical things. Buoyed by adrenaline, I hefted Alice's body and took off towards the infirmary.
Minasan, よく聞いてください。
Okay, we're skipping this. This is her basically saying she has radical 6.
まあよかったじゃねえかシグマ。お前にとっちゃ願ったり叶ったりだろ。シグマとルナ、次の AB ゲームでこの2人の対戦相手になるのは四つ葉だ。その四つ葉が投票を棄権した場合、彼女の選択は自動的に強力に設定される。だから2人にとっては好都合なわけだ。四つ葉がここに留まってくれた方が、特にシグマにとってはなおさら。何しろお前の現在の BP は6だからな。そうすりゃお前の BP は目標値に達する。そうかな。
いえ、私は全てをシグマさんにお任せしようと思っていたので。
ほらな、言わんこっちゃない。これでますますお前が裏切りを選ぶ可能性は高まったことになる。
Lest we forget, we're on a 45-minute time clock here.
でしたらシグマさんとルナさんもここに留まってはいかがでしょうか。四つ葉さん、シグマさん、ルナさん、3人が一緒に投票を棄権すれば万事解決する。
Oh yeah, he doesn't know about the note, does he?
どうしてですか？
I pulled the scrap of paper we found out of my pocket.
あ？なんだよそいつは。そんなもん食料庫にはなかったぞ。
ビオトープにもありませんでした。
Yeah, so it seems there's a different room on the second floor that is used now. Originally it was Botanical Garden, Archives, and the control room. And now there's a pantry, which is here. So for some reason... Oh, I get it. I think. 3 times 3, quadruple. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. No, that'll be 18, idiot. Okay. I think I know how other rooms are being accessed now. I think, at least partially, it's the handle system in the initial phase of the secondary rooms, right? I think it gives you 3 different options. I assume if you press the handle more than once, you get a different door and a different puzzle. So, since we know that the handles operate on the secondary chromatic doors, that means each of them has 3 different extra ones, which means 9 total. Including the primary ones, that gives 12. I don't think the primary chromatic doors had the handle thing on them. I don't think. That means 12, and then 4 others. 3 more will be behind the white doors, which means there's 1 puzzle that is not related to any of the doors and will probably be a true ending thing. And that's how we get the 16. If I calculate that correctly. So 3 primary, 9 secondary, 3 tertiary, and 1 extra secret. Super secret passageway. So he's explaining the rules that, you know, someone in each trio has to vote, or else everyone dies. That's it. And you don't want that. It's bad.
では天明寺 とディオのいずれかは必ず投票をしなければならないことになるな。二人の対戦相手はアリス。そのアリスは今あんな状態だしな。
よせよ。
Oh no, you put me in the same position, Mr. Impulsive. Now I can do the same to you.
さっきの仕返しか？俺が裏切りを選ぶなんてありえないことだ。
And why not?
アリスの今の BP は1なんだぜ。もしも俺が裏切りに投票したらどうなる？
BP が0以下になった人には
He's correct,
犯
but
した時と同じようにペナルティーが課せられるんだおさ。
なんでだよ。
大丈夫じゃよシグマ、安心せい。ディオと同じ部屋の中にはわしもいる。ついさっきまではクオークのことが気がかりじゃからわしもここにとどまろうかと思っておったのじゃが、そうもいかんようじゃしな。チームメンバーのうち誰か一人が必ず投票をしなければならないのであれば、それをディオに託すわけにはいかん。わしはディオと一緒に部屋に入る。入ってこやつを見張っておる。じゃから。
Okay, so he'll make sure Ally gets picked, and that way he'll get 2 points.
そういうことじゃ。
やれやれ、参ったね。
Well, you are the one who impulsively opened the door and didn't wait for anyone.
よっぽど信用されてないんだな、俺は。
念のためじゃよ。うっかりとアリスを殺されてはかなわんからな。
うっかりとって。
ところで天明寺さん、さっき3つの CD に分かれて入る前にアリスさんに話しておきたいことがあるって言ってましたよね。あれ何だったんです？
ん？まあそれはなんだ、大したことではない。気にするな。
Guess we'll never know.
投票の締め切りまで残り5分です。
Wow, it's been 3
さあ
hours already.
いよいよ時間がなくなってきたぞ。
How the time flies by, huh?
私と四つ葉はここに残ってアリスとクオークのことを見ている。だから他のみんなは投票を。
ファイさんも残るのですか？
ああ、何かあった時に四つ葉一人だけでは対処できないかもしれないだろう。
私を信用してくださっているということですか？
そうだ。
私の BP は6人。
ああ、
おいおい、何をイカれたこと言ってるんだお前は。こいつの BP が9になっちまったらどうするんだよ。
大丈夫だ。K は決して裏切らない。
どうして言い切れる？
まあなんとなく。
Oh, she knows because she's seen the timelines.
なんとなくってお前な。
Had something happened between Fi and K while they were out exploring?
わかりました。そこまでおっしゃっていただけるのなら。
Well, if Fi, again, Fi has the same abilities as we do, so she's probably seen the timelines already that what happens if he chooses the options and knows that he will hopefully pick Ally as
私
invented.
がチームの代表として
I
投
mean,
票を行
not
って
that
い
it
きましょ
would fatally kill any of them, but he would be on 9 and he could win.
ああ、頼んだぞ。
どうなっても知らねえから俺は。
投票の締め切りまで残り4分です。
さあ皆さん、とにかく行きましょう。
それではファイ、四つ葉、クオークとアリスのこと頼んだぞ。
ああ、
分かった。
With that, we were off. I gave one last quick nod to Fi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse at a dead run. Better book it! Everybody ready? I'm going to open my AB gates.
あとは私とシグマさん、ルナさんのペアが開けばいいということになりますね。
ええ、そうですね。
I guess this is our next option. So we were playing against Clover. So I guess we can choose options now. 2 more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms. Alright, here we go again. And I will be back in a minute. Just need to take care of something. Okay, and back. So, here we are once again.
投票の締め切りまで残り2分です。
So if we take a look at the flow at this point, stop that. We are now at the split decision part again, where one path goes down a very long way and one goes down a much shorter path. I think I know which of these will be the shorter one. Just got a feeling I know which is the shorter decision at this point.
シグマさん、どうするんですか？投票先。ですよね。安心しました。
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nunnery game didn't seem so scary. Then she spoke.
シグマさん、その手どうしたんですか？何か白いものがついてるみたいですけど。
Luna's happy face is a ray of sunshine. What? Oh god, what? For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. So a moment I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar, but the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hands. The white liquid coming from his hands? What? So not blood, but white liquid. Are we a robot? It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scalpel away from ours. I mean, I could be wrong, but the connotation of white liquid coming from a person's body, not what you're thinking, Dragon, is robots. You know, like in Alien. The Alien series with Bishop and the other jackass, I can't remember his name, in the first movie. But why? Where was the blood? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
大丈夫ですか?
No, I think it means we're a robot. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
本当に? でも
I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth, but something was wrong, very wrong, and my head was spinning.
シグマさん
投票の締め切りまで残り30秒です。
This game is throwing twist after twist, constantly. It never ends. This is what's going to make going down these 18 paths interesting, I suppose. There's always something new that gets revealed. There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but the chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down, just calm down. You need to think about the AV game right now. Go, you chubby checker. Oh, just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
投票の締め切りまで残り
We have to
10
vote.
秒
We have to
です。
vote.
9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
Okay, well, we know what we obviously should vote for Ally, but we're voting Betray because we're gonna get the bad ending first.
アンビデックスゲーム第2ラウンド終了。
This will obviously be the shorter ending, and we will die again.
結果は倉庫内のディスプレイに表示されます。お疲れ様
No
で
doubt
した。
about it.
アンビデックスゲートを開放します。
Yeah, I think I remember that. When I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
シグマさんどうして
I am a robot. I am sent here to kill all of you. I cannot self-terminate. I didn't have an answer for her. All I could think about was that white liquid. What was it? Some kind of discharge? Blood? No, it couldn't be blood. Blood wasn't white. That was insane. He was freaking out about his hand. I was lost in thought when Luna spoke.
私医務室に行きますね見ません見る必要がないですから
Her usually warm personality seemed to have gone cold. Whether it was because I had chosen Betray or because she'd noticed that something was wrong with my body, I couldn't say.
失礼します
And with that, she was gone. I genuinely hate sad Luna. Yeah, you don't want to see someone like her get upset. She seems so nice, in theory. I returned back to the projection. With heavy steps, I headed towards KDO and Tenmyoji. So, let's see what happens in this timeline. Well, I'm guessing we're the only one that's going to betray, so we'll get 9 points and then we won't be allowed to leave. I want to leave! I'm a robot! Beep boop 11101. I'm just like K. I am too a robot. Yeah, they chose to ally. I mean, it doesn't actually kill Clover, to be fair, but we do have the 9 points. Wuno has 8, but it doesn't seem to really matter. What I thought was significant, my assumption that 9 was enough for one person doesn't matter anymore. The fact that this whole game has been balked by the existence of the fact that somebody betrayed somebody in the first round. It's exactly like the first fucking Nonary game. If everyone cooperated, everyone could leave. But because somebody betrayed, and that somebody was one of these two in this timeline, or one of us, the game is going to lead to casualties. So that's the way it goes. I can get out of here.
なんじゃと？
シグマさんの BP が9。
ほら見ろ。こいつはこういうやつなんだよ。
一体どういうつもりなんじゃ？四つ葉は投票していないのに裏切りを選ぶとは。
見損ないましたよ、シグマさん。あなたがそんな卑怯な真似をするとは思いませんでした。
I told you this was a bad ending. There was nothing I could say. I had chosen betrayal of my own volition. But had I really pressed that button of my own free will? The more I thought about it, the more I felt as if some other force had guided my hand to the button. Perhaps it had been fear? I was scared by the white fluid that appeared on my palm. Maybe that had been the tipping point, and I had decided that I had to escape as soon as possible, down the consequences. If I got out, then the nightmare would be over. That's all it was, right? A nightmare? It couldn't be real. White blood was insane, impossible. That was when I looked up and saw the others stirring in my hand. Shit. I quickly put my hand behind my back, but it was already too late. They moved toward me like wolves closing in for the kill.
シグマさん、今のは何ですか？
血じゃな。傷口から溢れ出しておった。
しかし、どうして血が白いのです？
A good question.
決まってるだろ。こいつは人間じゃないからだよ。
人間じゃない。
No, what are you saying?
ではどうして体から白い液体が？
まるで説得力がありませんね。
Wait, the guy who's fucking wearing the robot suit is complaining about another robot. What is it that Kibo would say in this situation? Someone's being robophobic here, I think.
いいえ。
I can't believe I referenced Kibo of all characters.
さすがにそれはないと思います。
But it seems like the best fit.
いくら記憶を失っていても、自分が人間か、そうでないかぐらいがわかりますから。
Yeah, right. But so you're just wearing that suit for funsies, are we?
私は間違いなく前者の方です。
Yeah, but that's what a robot would think. Robots can be convinced they're humans. I've played Soma. The idea of brain transference and robots believing they're humans and vis-a-vis.
とにかくこいつが危険な存在であることは明らかだ。みんなで取り押さえよ
ええ、そうですね。
やむをえんな。四つ葉を裏切って BP は9になっておるし、一人で脱出されてはかなわんからな。
Hey, hold on a minute. Let's not do anything rash. I didn't have a choice. I spun around and ran for the number 9 door.
う。待て、させるか。
Shit, let go. Let go of me. I was no match for all three of them. Before I could take 2 steps, I was on the floor, pinned. The desperation was only getting stronger, however, and I writhed and twisted in a futile attempt to get free.
陰謀で血液が白くなんのかよ。笑わせてくれるぜ。
そろそろ観念したらどうじゃ、シグマ。
どうやらおとなしくなる気配はなさそうですね。仕方がありません。眠ってもらいましょう。
Oh no, we were... I don't know what the hell we was doing. Oh, we're not dead. I thought the first thing I felt when I woke up was the hard pain of a bruise all the way across my neck. Kay must have suffocated me. My head felt like it had been stuffed with cotton, and I had to put out a hand to steady myself as I stood up. Where am I? Is this the infirmary? How long had I been out? My foot bumped into something, and I looked down to see the injection gun. A glass vial labelled Suitepee was still attached to it. The anesthetic. After choking me, they made sure I wasn't getting up in the near future. That meant I could have been asleep for a long time. Where is everyone? I glanced around the room. Well, there's no Quark and there's no Alice. It was empty except for me. It took me a moment to realise what was especially odd about that. Even Quark and Alice had disappeared. What the hell's going on? That was when I noticed it. Quark and Alice weren't the only things that had disappeared. 2 other things, 2 other very important things were also gone. My bracelet and my left hand. For a long moment I just stared dumbstruck. What I was seeing couldn't possibly be real, but there it was, a smooth cross-section of my arm where a hand should have been. A thick white liquid dripped slowly from the stump. What is this? Oh god, oh god, oh god! Yag! A scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. Then after that, nothing. So he cut his arm off? I guess. But why the fuck would they cut his arm off? So they could use his bracelet to escape? Except they couldn't do that because they all had to have BP anyway, but maybe the system is... or whatever. Maybe they use it so they could do all those things. I guess once you go robot, you're not a human anymore. So, okay, obviously we were expecting that. That's what happens if we, well, betray our second bad ending, which doesn't count towards one of the main endings. And we still don't know who planted the bomb. So, what happens if we take the sensible option? You know, the option we would normally have taken. Despite...
投票の締め切りまで残り2分です。
Okay, so blah blah blah, we have a white hand. Things are looking grim. Ally. But we still have the problem that we're probably a robot. Rune and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms as we did.
シグマさん、やっぱり協力を選んだんですね。
Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they were all centered on one thing, the mysterious white liquid.
結果、見に行きませんか？
Werner nodded and walked off towards the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What the hell is this? It couldn't be blood, could it? No, that was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time I'd bled red like any other human being. So why was it that this time it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
おいシグマ、何をしてる？さっさとこっちに来いよ。結果発表始まっちまうぞ。
I did my best to compose myself and headed over to join the others.
アンビデックスゲーム第2ラウンドの結果を発表します。一同画面にご注目ください。
I have a feeling we're getting another lock before this path concludes. But we shall see. So everyone allies were all good. Of course. Of course she allies, she's not in the game. So everyone gets bonus points. But we're now on 8. Which means we can't get exactly 9.
結果は以上のように確定しました。
But everyone is at least going to stay alive for a bit.
各自
No more
バングルの数字をご確認ください。
Which is good news for everybody.
すごいです。みんな協力で一致しましたよ。
Which is what they should have done in the first place.
ケイさん、約束通り協力に投票してくれたんですね。
ファイさんにあそこまで言われては裏切りを選ぶわけにはいかないでしょう。
天明寺さんとディオさんも協力に。
当然じゃ。わしらが裏切りを選べばアリスの BP は0以下になってしまうのじゃからな。
It should be a source of happiness, but the music says otherwise.
ま、そういうこった。
ルナさんたちにもお礼を言わなければ。よくぞ協力を選んでくださいました。
お礼ならシグマさんに言ってください。実際に投票したのはシグマさんなんですから。
シグマさん、ありがとうございます。シグマさん、シグマさん。
おい、どうしたんじゃシグマ。返事ぐらいせんか。
Huh?
シグマ、一体何があったというんじゃ。
そういやさっきからずっと上の空って感じだよな。もしかして AB ルームの中でルナに振られたとか。おいおい、真に受けんなよ。冗談も通じなくなっちまったとは。これじゃよっぽど重症だな。
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
アンビデックスゲートが閉鎖されました。アンビデックスゲーム第3ラウンドは星の回です。ゲートは星のマークが記されたカードキーにより解除されます。なお、このカードキーの使用回数に制限はありません。これを用いることによりアンビデックスゲートは無限に開放することができます。
ゲートを無限に開放できる ということはつまり、
星のカードキーを使えば何度でも AB ゲームができる。どうやらそういうことみたいですね。
なあ、そういやゼロウサギがこんなこと言ってなかったか。
AB ゲートが閉まると同時にバングルの表示色は自動的にシャッフルされるようになってるんだよさ。それからソロとペアの区別もね。
確かに。みんなすまんがバングルを見せてくれんかの。色と種類を確かめておきたい。
Everyone nodded and held their arms out towards him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide the cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
なるほど。リオとケイは黄色のペア。わしとルナも同じくペアじゃが色は違うな。
ええ、天明寺さんは水色、私は紫色ですね。
シグマだけがソロ版か。赤のソロってことは医務室にいる4人は何色の何版なんだ。
わしとルナはペア版じゃからそれぞれ相方がいるはずじゃが。
すると残りの2人がソロ版ってことになるな。表示色はわからんが。
多分緑と青だと思います。
なぜわかる？
ご覧になりませんでしたか？ B 階の倉庫で白く輝いた扉を。あれがきっと次に開かれる CD で。
ああ、それなら私とファイさんも見ましたよ。ビオトープの探索を終えた後、倒れたクオーク君を運んでいる途中で。
Going down this path again, eh? To show us the white doors.
扉の脇に
That
は
wasn't really
例のロック
necessary.
状態を示すデバイスが設置されていました。
I don't think.
ですからおそらく間違いないと思います。あの白い扉が次の CD なのでしょう。
白の第二扉を開くにはバングルカラーの合成色を白にする必要があります。ところでペア版の表示色はそれぞれ水色、紫色、黄色の3色でしたよね。ですから
混ぜ合わせた時に白になるのは赤、緑、青の3色になるというわけか。
ええ、そういうことです。
さてと、わしは一度医務室に戻るぞ。クオークとアリスのことが気がかりじゃからな。
では私も戻りましょう。
俺も行くとするかな。こんなところに残っててもしょうがねえからな。
シグマさんとルナさんはどうなさいますか？
私はシグマさんにお話が。
Uh-oh.
ええ、
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. That was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
おいおい、2人でこっそりと密談か？一体何を企んでやがる？
何も企んでなんかいませんよ。本当に大したことじゃないんです。
まあいい、勝手にしろ。
You do care, though, because you're an impulsive idiot. Theo tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and feigned disinterest and marched out the yellow door. Temi, Oji, and Kay quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. Oh no, she must have sinned the blood, or the whatever it is. So, what was it you went to? Oh, I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
そうですね。ここで話すのもなんですし、場所を変えませんか？ええ、さっきアリスさんを捜索しているときにいいところを見つけたんです。
As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. Oh, we're going to go to the garden, I guess? What a surprise. The
ご
garden.
存知なんですか？そうですか。
Oh, what a... Well, why did she take us here to examine our cut? Unless she doesn't want to talk about our cut. Because otherwise you'd want to go to the infirmary, where everyone else is. Maybe.
なんだか落ち着きませんか？この殺風景な施設の中で唯一緑があるのがこの場所で、
That is true. It is a nice
なん
change
ていう
of
か
pace.
その月並みですけど自然っていいなってそう思って、深刻な話をするにはうってつけの場所だと思ったんです。緑を見てるとそれだけで心が癒されるから。
Yeah, I think this is probably the kind of place I would go to relax too, but I'm not so sure about serious conversations, but it's probably one of the more pleasant rooms in this building.
あそこにベンチがありますね。座りませんか？
She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. Ah! Whoa! The... What? Oh god, is that gonna move? In a minute. The quality of the graphics makes this look a little unnerving when it cuts to that kind of thing. Hey, Fuzzball, how you doing? Hope you've had a good day today, even if you're only poking your head in. I managed to get some Fall Guys in earlier this afternoon, and I managed to pull off for the first time back-to-back wins. Oh, you're down for Fall Guys after stream if you fancy. Yeah, sure, I can do like an hour or something. I do actually have to get up early tomorrow though. I'm taking my car in to get repaired. Well, getting some service at the local garage, so I'm getting up a bit early to sort of get it done first thing. But yeah, I can play some Fall Guys after the stream, sure, for an hour, it won't be a problem. Fuzzball, I told you that in confidence, and now it's on a Twitch chat. Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pennant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment and then began to talk.
知ってました？実はこれオルゴールなんですよ。ええ。
Yeah, I know it because of this. And it's a 50 point. She twisted the key on the bottom and it made an almost imperceptible whining noise. And it starts tweeting. And she released it. Soft, clear notes drifted out. Okay, well, I will do that, Fuzzball. I'll see you in a little bit. It's a nice song. Oh, swish. Oh, now Draukin gets one-on-one time with Luna.
知ってもらいたかったからかな。シグマさんにも私のことを。
Is Luna flirting with us?
私、内気な性格のせいか、友達とか知り合いとか全然いなくて。
Oh yeah, I know that thing, Luna.
それでずっと一人ぼっちで生きてきたんです。そのことがとても辛くて寂しくて苦しくて孤独に押しつぶされてしまいそうで、そんな時大切な人がこのオルゴールをくれたんです。
Like your mother or father or something?
言葉はありませんでしたが、私はこんなメッセージが込められてるんじゃないかと思いました。ルナ、幸せとは 案外すぐ近くにあるものなんだよ。シグ
I
マ
thought
さ
the
ん、
message was that the
メー
chase
テ
for
ルリンク
happiness
の
is
青
better
い鳥
than
の
the
話
actual
って知って
getting
ます？
it. It reminds me of the bird cage that Elizabeth had in Bioshock Infinite, oddly enough. But anyway, that was a game with a really crappy and, well, not a crappy, but a bit of a basic punt at philosophy. I've never heard of Mathematics the Blue Bird. Oh, it's a story.
Eh, そうですよね。一般的に知られている童話の青い鳥は確かにそんな結末で終わっています。
I've never heard of that story before.
そしてその教訓がさっき言った通りのもので、だから私は思ったんです。このオルゴールをくれた人はきっとそんなメッセージを私に伝えたかったんだろうって。正しいかどうかは分かりません。私の勝手な思い込みに過ぎないのかも。でもなんだかそんな風に言われてるような気がして、とても嬉しくて、その時からこのオルゴールは私にとっての宝物、お守りみたいなものになったんです。けれどある時ふと気づいちゃったんですよね。この青い鳥のもう一つの意味に。メーテルリンクが書いた原作には実は続きがあったんです。チルチルとミチルが餌をあげようとした時、青い鳥はカゴの中から逃げ出してしまうんですよ。それが原作の本当のラストなんです。もちろん変わることになりますね。幸せとは手に入れたと思った途端、儚く消え去ってしまうものだというように。
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you get what you ultimately wanted, what makes you happy after that point? It's not the same thing, and it won't be keeping hold of the thing you sought to acquire. You know, your terms of happiness will change, and this is what I've read in a few books. The idea is not, again, the idea isn't to find happiness, it's to find contentment. You know, a contentment for your general way of existence, not just seeking for one moment, you know. It's like if I said, oh, I really wish I could have 10,000 followers and 1 million views, and I was receiving $5,000 a month just from streaming. If I was to achieve all of those outlandish things, I'd be happy for a little bit, but then my ambitions would change, and suddenly it'd be like, well, what makes me happy now? Maybe a different set of values and so forth. And I might lose track of the fact that I should be happy with the fact that I was able to get to this point and I have a great audience, you know, that kind of thing.
とはいえ、そのことに気づいてもなお、この青い鳥が私にとっての宝物であることに変わりはありませんでした。あの方が本当は何を伝えたくてこれを私に授けてくださったのかは分かりません。でも私はこんな風に解釈することにしたんです。幸せとは常に追い求めるべきものである。それを追い求めている時こそが本当の幸せなのであると。
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Pursue happiness because happiness will change. Your definition of it will change.
ところで
You
シグ
can
マさん、
certainly you know, strive for happier times. Even if you never achieve directly the principal source of happiness, you will be happier pursuing it. It'll give you drive to get up and get it, you know. And then one day you might get it, and then your source changes, but you're more content.
ひょっとしてシグマさんはチルチルみたいな存在な
I
ので
sort
は
of
ない
agree
で
with
しょう
that,
か
but also it's like you need to be content with what you have around you. You have to change, you know. It's not just about seeking a direct source of happiness. It's being content with what you have right now. And I've had to learn that lesson a few times in the last few years of being content with what I've had, considering all what I've been
ク
through.
リスマスの前夜、老婆から青い鳥を探してきてほしいと頼まれたあの幼い少年のことです。
And this is a very tender moment, and it's very nice that the game has done this. Too bad it couldn't have come at possibly the worst time for Sigma. While his hand's bleeding and he's having a panic attack over his white blood.
シグマさん、一つ聞いてもいいですか？シグマさんはアリスさんをどこで発見されたのでしょう？いいから答えてください。アリスさんを見つけた場所はどこですか？
And the quick was...
じゃあその前はどこに？つまりシグマさんはラウンジからキャビンの2号室に行き、そこで倒れたアリスさんを発見。慌てて医務室に運び込んだというわけですね。ではお尋ねします。どうしてシグマさんはこのビオトープのことをご存知だったのでしょう？ここにやってきた時、あなたは確かにこう言いましたよね。
Oh, snap! Wuna spotted the contradiction. That's like the truth bullet.
アリスを捜索している時に一度来たことがっておかしいじゃないですか。時系列的に考えればシグマさん、あなたがこのビオトープを訪れる機会などあったはずがないのです。なのにどうして、なんでこの空間のことをあなたは知っていたのですか？
I didn't know what to say. I couldn't even explain it to myself. Why had I told her I knew about the garden? Why had I told her I'd been there before?
シグマさん、もしかしてあなたはこの施設に最初から存在したロボットなんじゃないですか？ええ、
She accused him of being a
そう考
robot?
えれば説明がつくのです。あなたがこのビオトープのことを知っていた件についても、それから左手の傷のことについても。
So she did notice that. Well, I'm not sure I'd be surprised considering she's a nurse. Alright, where were we?
ええ、最新のロボットは金属製の骨格に ABT と呼ばれる人工的な生体組織を外装することによって
Oh no, what's our
見た目
ABT?
を人間とほぼ変わらないものにすることができると言われています。その ABT、 人工生体組織に血液の代わりとして使われているのが白い液体で、
For some reason, when Luna had called me a robot, it hadn't really fazed me. Maybe because it was just so out there. It didn't sound like a real possibility. It sounded more like a theory you get from someone in a nut house. still. My hand was still oozing white liquid. Was I really a robot? No, that was impossible. I needed to stop doing that. Questioning myself so much was giving me heart palpitations.
怖い？どうしてですか？敵ですか？仮にそうだとしても怖くはないですね。さあ、どうしてでしょう。もしかしたらロボットだからこそなのかもしれません。ロボット工学三原則って聞いたことないですか？
Oh, yeah,
SF 作家のアシモフがとある小説の中で示した指針のことなのですが、
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Rule 2. A robot must obey any orders given to it by human beings except when such orders will conflict with the first law. Rule 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second laws. Rule 4. You are assuming that humans would apply these laws to robots. They are laws driven from a science fiction novel. I'm aware that they are typically used in robots and AI research, but doesn't necessarily guarantee that they are always implemented. Anyway.
Eh, 確かにおっしゃる通りです。でも私は信じてるんです。たとえどんなプログラムが書き込まれていようと、シグマさんは三原則に背いて行動するような方ではないって。三原則のないロボットなんてただの鉄の塊に過ぎません。シグマさんはそうじゃない、あなたには心がある。だってそうじゃなければこんなにも綺麗な目をしているはずがないから。
Very kind of you.
で、なんだか断定口調で話してしまいましたが、まだシグマさんがロボットだとは決まったわけじゃないですよね。調べてみないことには何とも。ええ、医務室にある機械を使って。
I heard the crunch of dried leaves behind us, but when I turned there was nothing.
誰かいるんですか？
Ooh, someone was listening to our
私だよ。
conversation. Oh,
すまんが
hi.
こっちに来てくれないか。見てもらいたいものがある。
Okay. Luna and I looked at one another, shrugged and stepped into the bushes. Ooh, what's she gonna show?
ようこそ。ついさっき来たばかりだよ。
じゃあ私たちの会話は？
聞いてない。何か聞かれちゃまずいことでも話してたのか？そんなことよりもこいつを見てくれ。
I followed the line of her finger. Oh, the bomb. Shit!
反物質爆弾。
そうだ。言うまでもなくキャビンにあったものを誰かが移し替えたというわけではない。
And of course, we no longer need to be weirded out by why Fee knows the explanation for the timeline stuff. Which begs the question, is Fee also a robot?
両者は全くの別物だ。見ろ。ここに番号が記され
Maybe
て
we
いる。
are robots that have the ability to use time travel, or the morphogenetic field or whatever.
キャビンにあったのは
So many mysteries,
確か03
so
でしたよ
few
ね。
answers.
ということは
So few viewers.
それだけではなさそうだ。03と01が発見されたわけだから当然。
02もどこかにあると？
断言はできないが、おそらく。そうだな。
仕掛けたのは誰でしょう？
シグマとルナ、お前らなんじゃないのか。どうやらお前らずっとここにいたみたいだし。まあちょっと散歩を。分かったよ。正直に言おう。実は他の連中から何やらお前らが密談らしきものをしているって聞いてな。それで気になって英会の倉庫に行ってみたんだよ。ところがお前らの姿は見当たらなかった。ますます怪しさを感じた私はすぐにその足でここビオトープへ来てみると、案の定ベンチに座って話し込む2人の姿が遠くの方から見えた。そこで気づかれないようにこっそりと背後に回り込み、ゆっくりと近づいていったその矢先、この反物質爆弾を見つけたってわけだ。どうだ、少しは信じてもらえたかな。可能性なら全員にあることになるだろう。アリスを探していた時なら誰だってここを訪れることはできたはずだし。
とにかくこのことをみんなに知らせないと。
Okay, so we sort of ignore the testing of the bomb for a bit. Everyone else was already there when we arrived. Clover and Tenmyoji, Kay and Dio, and of course Alice and Quark. Both seemed to be sleeping peacefully. You'd never think to look at them that they'd been completely insane not so long ago. I told them how we'd found the number 1 bomb in the garden, and how, judging by the numbering on the 2 bombs we'd found so far, there was probably a number 2 bomb out there somewhere too.
なんということじゃ。一体どうすれば。
確かアリスはこんなことを言ってたよね。
緊急解除用のパスワードがあるはずなの。それを入力すれば装置の機能を停止できるわ。側面のところにコネクタがついてるでしょ。ここに専用の端末を接続するの。そうすればそこからパスワードが入力できるようになるわ。
つまりそのパスワードさえ分かれば全ては解決すると。
いや、ちょっと待ってくれ。その前にパスワードを入力するには専用の端末が必要だった。そいつがなければどうすることもできないんじゃない。
確かに。そこでみんなにはこれからボディチェックを受けてもらおうと思う。
ボディチェック？
ああ、そうだ。爆弾を仕掛けた犯人はおそらくこの中に存在する。だとするとそいつが専用の端末、緊急解除用の入力装置を持っている可能性は高い。
そいつをこれから見つけようっていうのか。
その通り。でもはなしだ。もしも拒否したら即座にそいつを犯人とみなす。疑われたくなかったら素直に従うことだ。いいな。さてと、それでは早速だが始めさせてもらうことにしよう。まず最初にチェックを受けてもらうのはそうだな。どうして？
Oh, this again. The words were out of my mouth before I'd even realized I was saying them.
知ってる？知ってるってお前、まさか。
I met Fire's gaze and nodded and then turned away. I know who set the bombs, that person. don't actually know. I'm guessing we're going to run into another block here. That person, you did it! The room was suddenly silent. But we don't know who did it, so... yeah, we hit another lock. The same lock, in fact. Yep, so just like before, who planted the bomb? We don't know who planted the bomb, and it's the same lock number. Oh, hang on, no it isn't. It's lock 7 and lock 9. Right, well... of course you know, you've played this. Of course you would know. So, it appears that we have exhausted all the possibilities for the time being on the right-hand side of this grid. If we go down the pathway of Alliance, we get locked with whacking antiviral medication. If we choose to betray and choose the green door, we either die or run into who planted the bomb. If we go through the red door, we die or we find out who planted the bomb. So I'm guessing it's probably going to be a bad ending because of how short it is. So we can't proceed any further on this right-hand side for the time being. So, I guess next time we will need to go down which one? Well, since I don't know what colour goes what, we'll just pick a different door at this stage. Into the doors will be our next destination. What I will do to save the time to see that bloody title again is save it here and then quit. So that will be all for tonight. Boy, the revelations just keep on coming, and now it seems we're robots. A robot with time travel powers. And there's somebody has definitely planted the bombs. So let me think. I will be doing some play testing of Doomwads tomorrow. I've decided I have to get through the monthly Doomwad play testing, and I've got a little bit to cover on that. So that's going to be next. But I hope to get back to this at some point in the weekend or the next few days. But the next stream is going to be Doomwad playtesting, which will be tomorrow night. So thank you all for watching, or should I say thanks Drauken for watching, because you're the only one who was actually watching this the entire time. And we will resume this on next few days. So have a good evening. Oh, and Flem Springfield, thank you for watching as well from the workers' den. Hope you enjoyed it too. I'll see you all later.